If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hey, thank you for joining us, everyone. We appreciate you coming on back to Pembroke's. This is our 9th session of Pembroke's Investigations, which is an actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. You can catch up on all of our past episodes at happyjacks.org/Pembroke, or if this show isn't your particular cup of tea and you just happen to drop in on this one, you can find all of our shows at happyjacks.org/shows. There's a ton of content out there, and there's probably something that you are going to enjoy. My name is Nick. I am the ring master. I'm the ring something of this group of investigators who are going to go around and have them introduce themselves. Let us start in a unexpected order and begin with Jason this time.
Oh, hello. My name's Jason. I am playing a satyr who is also an investigator, not a satyr investigator. That's all. Thank you. Good night.
All right, let's move over to Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily, and you say every week, Nick, that if this is not the audience's cup of tea, there are other things to check out. What if it's not my cup of tea? What if I'm just like every week I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? Why am I here?
Who signed the contract? It is in blood.
I'm Emily. I'm playing Zoe Browning. She is a fae kind of strong, heavy. Fae heavy, basically, and also a college mean girl, and for some reason I'm really good at it. We're not going to examine that.
That's right, we're here to play games, not psychoanalyze ourselves. I really can't speak, everyone, I promise. Blythe, why don't you tell us a little something about who you're playing?
Oh no, now I need to speed tweet that we're live. Hi, I am Blythe. I'm very sleepy today, but I'll be playing Analia Torres, and she is a demon who likes science and is a nerd, like me.
Excellent. And lastly, but not leastly, Jay.
Hi, y'all. I'm Jay, playing Benton, an undead revenant investigator, and also similarly, he is the undead revenant. He doesn't investigate undead revenants unless that's the job. If that's the job, that's the job. He's gonna do the job, but that's yeah.
Is that the job?
You.
All right, then it sounds like what I need to do is create an adventure that has heavy fae nerd satyrs and heavy fae nerd undead satyrs.
Yeah.
So I can get the full gamut. Cool. Who would like to recap last week's episode and talk about what happened for the reward of 1 Benny, limited edition? And now everyone says, 1, 2, 3, not it, and makes Blythe have to do it. We'll just wait here until she comes back.
No, I got challenged on my lightsaber having, and then I had to bring a lightsaber out. And it wants to kill me really badly, but there we
A
go.
little bit.
The fact
Yeah,
that it
looks
wasn't
good.
within arm's reach of where you were sitting is
I mean, come on.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? You had to get up and go get it? I mean,
Oh Lord. Okay.
This was in arm's reach. It's just in the box right now. So
I don't know. Someone is not ready for the Sith to show up at her door is what I'm hearing. That's the obvious that like they're
A
just
real
gonna,
Star Wars nerd would have just stretched their
Oh, God.
hand out towards it and
Yeah.
and had a tense look on their face while they waited for it to jiggle into their hand.
Yep. Someone is not strong with the Force.
so
Of
disappointed.
course, yeah, it could just be that she wasn't being hung upside down. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt there.
I need a bit more stress in my life, obviously, because that's how
That's
that
right.
works.
Yep.
Yeah. The Wampa should be arriving in about 5, so
Thank you, Five.
all right. So Jay, you said you wanted to give it a shot?
I'll give it a shot. I think I remember like 75% of what happened last week.
Okay, and I'm sure everyone will help and fill you in, or I will, depending on what happens from there.
All right. So we had successfully freed Willem from the crazy coup cult, and we brought him back to Pembroke's. We also brought his wife, Brigitte, in just to confirm 100% that she was not involved. Zoe remains unconvinced, still up in the air, despite her saying she wasn't, and him saying she wasn't, and various other pieces of evidence that she was 100% not involved. We kept them not exactly against their will, but sort of. So it wasn't technically kidnapping, but we kept them in an interview room for a while we all rested. And then Silas started acting super weird, is what I remember. Well, no, he didn't start acting weird. No, then we got a call from Dame Helen Mirren after Analia put in her report that we were hunting after, that we were involved in the coup. Then Dame Helen Mirren called immediately or something similar. And she said we needed to. Did anyone come in contact with the coup? We explained what happened with Silas, and she said lock him up in interview room 4, which we attempted to do, and then Silas started acting super weird, and ran away for no good reason from his very good friends who mean him no harm. I attempted to give chase, which I remember going really well.
Yeah, caught me right away,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. No, I was going to say it went super well. Everything worked out fine. Somehow Silas still managed to slip away through, I don't know, magic or something. I don't know. It was a whole thing. But Silas got out, and then we went bar hopping to find him. And we did successfully track Silas to a karaoke bar.
We
The collective we. Okay, Zoe, who is the best detective of all of us,
yes.
successfully, sort of randomly, but successfully tracked Silas to a karaoke bar.
She just gets feelings about things.
Yeah,
She
on her
does.
first try.
On her first try. And after some convincing that the cell phones and the Fae were not coming to get him, we were able to get Silas back to the office. Dame Helen Mirren showed up, went into interview room 4, which apparently is magically warded in that it dampens all magic. Dame Helen Mirren was super cool the whole time. It's very, very, very classy, very awesome. And she finally clued us in that that basically Pembroke had been founded to fight the coup. And she thought that they had been successfully vanquished forever, and is very disturbed that they seem to be resurgent. And essentially tasked us with tracking down what's going on with the coup, and we have to report back to her. And that's all I remember.
That sounds pretty darn good to me. I have to say, I'm really interested in this story, and I wish whoever wrote it is going to put more down. Because I can't wait to see where it goes next.
You and me both.
Folks just tuning in tonight, be sure to go back to last week to hear how good Nick's Helen Mirren impression is, because I'm sure we'll never hear it again.
True. It's
Oh.
totally
Yeah, you might not want to do that, folks. But hey, I don't tell you how to live your life. Perhaps you enjoy vicariously watching people embarrass themselves on Twitch. In which case, welcome. Great. So let me see. We did leave it at Dame Helen Mirren gave you the update and then left, and then that was like where we called it a night. Does that sound right?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of went to rest and like wrote like Helen Mirren left. The rest of us were just like, ugh. And she was gonna send us some files on them.
I think that you had asked about information, and she said it would be provided when it was needed.
Yeah.
And that there were some other shenanigans about it. I'm not saying that, hey, you have to go track them down and figure it all out, but anytime you're doing an investigation, you should keep them in the back of your mind, because if they're back and causing trouble, that could be troublesome for the world, as I seem to recall. Great. And then, so let's go around and take bennies. I believe that is 3 for Jason, and 4 for Jay for his wonderful recap, and 4 for Blythe because of her edge.
I actually have 5 this week because you told me that you gave me 1 for something at the end of last week, but I couldn't use it.
Thank you for remembering that, because I had no memory of that, but until you said something, in which case I went, yes, that sounds exactly like something I said. So
last week you gave me 20. It was just, you said on the way out, I like the cut of your jib, so
Yeah, that sounds
here's
right.
20 bennies. And yeah, you gave Jason 15. So
right,
yep.
yes. But I think that those were special Twitch only bennies.
Oh.
All right. I'll just make smart ass remarks in the chat then.
Okay, well, it's worked for you in the past. So.
We all have our skills, Jay. We all have our skills.
And I think that I said Emily also has 3, right?
Yep. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to give me another 7 or so, just because I showed up on time, I would love that. What an incentive!
Yeah, exactly. It's like internet points. It's completely worthless, except for this one limited use for them. Great. So, I am apologizing to everyone. I did say this off camera as well, but I am not in the greatest preparation space for today. So I'm kind of winging it, and I hope you bear with me, and I do apologize for any ums and silence and anything else that is not related to party business. Thank you, sir.
You don't owe anyone an apology.
Nope.
I owe myself an apology. So I think that it has been it's been a couple of days, and it has been relatively quiet around the office. There have been a couple of low key cases, a lot of maintenance, checking up on things, paperwork, all that fun sort of stuff. I did want to go around and ask and see if anyone feels that their relationship with Silas has perhaps changed, or Silas, from your point of view, do you feel like anything has changed based off the experience that you had? Based off the experience you had, or your other behavior?
I actually think like it could have, but the way that it played out, it actually was sort of repaired in the moment. Like I as we were going through that, I was thinking about like, oh, I wonder if Silas is going to be resentful or anything like that. And while he does have the thin-skinned, sort of short-tempered component hindrance, he he is not someone who carries a grudge, if that distinction makes sense. And so because it turned out that the real Helen Mirren did do that, and they had not been tricked by an internet pretender fae, that everything they did was justified. And so I don't think from Silas's point of view there's anything. Now, the fact that he turned into a goat god and caused some havoc, maybe someone else has feelings about that, but he doesn't have a clear memory of that happening, so that's less on me.
Fair enough. Does anyone else feel like their relationship with Silas has been colored by their recent experience? And no is okay as well. I'm not like fishing for anything. Just
Zoe has always longed. Well, always. She's known Silas for like a month. She's always longed for Silas's approval and is very happy that he thinks she's the greatest detective around.
Well, that was it was obvious by how quickly you found him.
yeah, on brand.
I don't think that he's actually told Zoe this. She's just like, yeah, now he knows I'm a great detective.
I love it. The satyr in me recognizes the fawn in you.
Benton, do you have any? Does
I'm a
Benton
little-
have any?
Fawn
I'm a little wary. So there's a little more side eye when I'm working around Silas. You know, when we're like sitting in the office and Silas gets up to go get like a cup of coffee or something. I'm always like, where are you going? Where are you going, Silas? Where are you going? Huh?
Yeah, that would probably pull at Silas after a while.
Just be like, yes, just keeping an eye.
Yeah. Okay. Noted.
Just,
There's some tension there.
You get up to go to the bathroom, and like when you get out, I'm for some reason always sort of within eyesight of the bathroom.
That's weird.
I'm not like waiting outside the door.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I thought you meant.
But like he happens to be fetching copy paper.
Yeah,
or-
I'm just for some reason in that hallway, just walking by, like, oh, there you are. All right, just keeping an eye, just in case.
Okay. It is less of a problem for Silas than it would be for me personally, because I think Silas has like lower personal space boundaries. You know, in sort of the satyr fawn culture that I'm picturing in my mind is very sort of open and free with one's body. That it has was thoroughly nuked out of my system by the good church that I grew up in. So
Right.
Oh, the Calvary Baptist Church of Platt, South Dakota? Is that what we're talking about?
I think a near relative, maybe.
I think Annalie is just concerned more than anything. Like, I don't think the relationship has changed. She's just worried that like something is way more wrong than she can do anything. Like, she's like, something is wrong. I don't know all the facts, and I can't really do anything about it, and that stresses her out.
It's probably okay.
Okay.
Is it? Or is it only sort of okay?
Mostly, probably.
It's somewhat okay.
All right. Well, mail time has come and gone, and again, everyone has received a piece of mail, with the exception of Benton. And
Whatever,
I
Did
think
my letter
that.
get stolen?
Huh?
Did my letter get stolen?
Oh, so you didn't tell me. I wasn't sure that was happening.
Well, you
I
did
don't-
just send it.
So Analia definitely, because I think this happened off camera.
Yeah, she was writing it while also watching security cameras, basically.
Okay, so that night that you were watching Silas and waiting for Dame Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But I
Analia wrote a letter, and did you put that through the regular mail, or
Yeah.
how
'cause
did you do that?
I wanted it to come through the mail so that Benton got mail.
Fantastic. Okay. It's been a couple of days, and every mail day you have been waiting, with bated breath for this to happen, and it's 4 days later. There have been other mail that's come and gone. You know that it shouldn't take this long for it to go through. Nothing has shown up for Benton. And every day Terry comes in, and I think Analia has is this the? And then he goes, sorry, big guy, there's nothing here for you today.
Yep.
And leaves through the door that opens a different way than it did when he came in. And
Oh yeah, the weird doors.
I was thinking that's what it should have been last week with the door to the staircase.
Oh yeah.
Was it push when Silas went through it, and then it became a pull when Ben went to it?
Yeah.
Hell.
Because our building is a jerk.
Yep.
Analia has lots of bruises from it. She has straight up just walked into doors when she's like, it was full today.
There wasn't even a door here before. It was just a doorway. What happened?
Oh, that's the other thing. Silas has been bumping into things because he's like 6 inches taller than he used to be. And his horns are taller than that. Like the top of his head is 6 feet tall now. And his horns are like, another, 4 or 5 inches off of that.
They meet Analia's height.
Well, not his actual head. It's just...
No, the horns come up to
the horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's probably
meals more.
Yeah. There's probably been a bunch of coffee cups that got spilled or things knocked over because your arms are a little bit longer than you're used to.
What?
Yeah, where am I?
Where's Buttercup?
And little Jack Horner is coming along well. The regimen of whiskey and sugar and water seems to be doing very, very well. And you actually have sort of a miniature unicorn topiary on your desk. So we'll say it's about 6 inches tall at this point. It's growing amazingly fast.
I have a in-character question for Zoe at some point as we're admiring the little topiary.
Please.
Zoe, as you know, many among the Fae are good at growing things. It's not really something I personally have pursued, but there may be a ritual or something I could look into if that's interesting to you, or if you would like to just have it sort of play out naturally. I wouldn't want to interfere, but if you'd like, I'd be happy to look into what any rituals that might be available to help Mr. Horner along.
Without breaking eye contact with her wonderful tiny unicorn, Zoe says, I would like that very much, please. Yes.
Okay, I'll see what I can find out.
Thank you. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
So I don't know how to start that research in the game, but I'm going to, consult my vast knowledge of Fae magic and see if there's anything in my pockets.
Okay. If this is like a kind of several day project, like there's no rush on it, I don't feel the need to make you roll. I'm sure we can find something. Is there something specifically that you were thinking that Silas might find?
Not necessarily. It's kind of an open, search. If something happens, I'm thinking Minnie and the Fae are good at making things grow and then making them animate. You always hear about like vines that are grabbing people and, topiaries that come out of their planters and run around. That's all. I was just thinking like maybe it needs a little help. But I don't really have any plant spells or magic I have magic, but I'm not a druid or anything. So
right.
Yeah, I thought, and also this isn't me like trying to get an extra spell out of nowhere. I just thought maybe there's some sort of ritual that's like, oh yeah, you have to have this much whiskey and some fairy dust and like whatever it is, and try to prepare those things if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're able to find some rituals and some concepts about increasing harvest and growth of plants. You have sort of like a sideline of research that comes into play about things like bonding of familiars or animals or things of that nature. And as you are going through your pockets one day, you stumble across a ring, a gold ring with a green chip of Faystone in it that you took from the cultist in the house.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Forgotten about.
Yeah. That's so great. I love that this jacket has so many pockets. I don't know what's in all of them. Okay.
And it definitely seems to have the Faystone is part of some of the rituals that you're aware of, and may have been partially a conduit towards creating these topiary in the first place out in there. But it has largely been you're not able to find a lot of research specifically on the topic of that.
Well, and this is also the part where I remember that I don't have the research skill, and in fact would have to take a -1 to it if I did. So I think that's when I call Analia.
Analia walks in and she's like, what? I'm working, but what do you need?
Well, Little Jack, it's really about what Little Jack Horner needs. So I've been trying to rack my brain for fey magic that will help Horner along and possibly, regenerate him over time. And I have some like stubs of ideas, but most of my magic doesn't really work this way. However, I forgot that I had taken this ring from the woman in the house who was attacking us with plants. And I thought perhaps it would be efficacious in this instance.
She kind of stares at how you said efficacious. And she's like, yeah, sure. I can do some research. She like takes the ring. She's like, does it have magical? You know more about magic than I do, so like.
As you go to take the ring, it's almost like a repulsion, like it gets harder and harder for your hand to get closer to it. Not that it's like forcing, not that like you can't, but almost as if your hand is moving through
magnets.
Like, yeah, magnets or like molasses. You're having to exert more force than you would normally. You're not just reaching over and picking it up, but you're able to pick it up if that's what you wanted to. And Silas, as that is happening, you can feel something that's sort of being transmitted by it's almost like you have the ring wants to move away from her hand.
Oh.
And you kind of feel that pressure on your hand as
sure that it's like, okay, wait. Something interesting is happening here. Well, unless you like actually grab it out of his hand, which is possible.
Yeah, she goes to grab it.
Okay.
But it's like, it's probably like if you were watching someone who's a little too stoned who thinks they're moving at normal speed, but is just like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably what I imagine this looks like. Because she goes to get it, and then it's like,
and your hand just sort of slows down, and you reach for it, and you can feel like this force, like it's trying to push away.
Yeah.
On the other side of that.
And she's just like, lots of things don't like demons.
Hold on. I just want to try and observe the process, and just let me put my eyeliner on. Hold on. And I'm gonna spend the PowerPoint. Is it just one? I think it's just one for detect Arcana. So Is it okay if
She's
I?
holding it like she has like a grip on it, so it's like
Yeah.
if you want to get away from me, you have to try.
Okay. Well, let's see what it thinks about that. Nick, can I roll to cast a spell?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Spell casting.
I didn't.
Okay, that's an 11.
Okay. Do you get any bonus on a raise for that?
I think with a raise, something would have to really. Hold on, let me double check this because I don't
I
remember.
think that the raise really only just helps you cut through in case someone is
Yeah, somebody's like
something.
actively resisting.
Okay. Nothing like that. So you can see there is there's kind of like a you know how vines don't grow in like a straight line, they kind of are, you know, twisted among each other.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like there's almost like a helix thread of energy that is going from the ring, and it kind of attenuates as it's going into into your hand, into Silas's hand. And so it's not. It looks like that there is something. It looks more like not that the ring wants to go away from Analia, but it wants to be close to you.
Oh,
That's the difference.
okay. Is that a force I could manipulate, like get it to like jump back to my hand, or is it more just sort of
Is that what you're trying?
a passive thing? Oh yeah, I'll say, Analia, just let it sit in your hand for a second, and I'm gonna try to just remotely like pull that helix thread you described. I'm pretend to like pull it.
Okay. So Annalie, as you open your hand, the ring sits there, but it moves a little, just a little bit, like if you had it in your hand as a regular person who doesn't have magic in this world, and you kind of tilted your hand and something moved just a little bit.
Sure.
You're still holding on to it. It does that, and
Sure.
it's almost, it's like this weird. Yeah, exactly. For anyone listening, Analia has a die. I'm sorry, Blythe has a die in her hand, and then is tilting her hand a little bit, and it moves a little bit because physics. Look them up; they're your friends. But in any case, so there's a little bit of motion. It's not like flying out of your hand or anything, but it wants to be closer to Silas, like that. You reach out. Trying to think, how do you interpret that you are reaching out for this thread? Is this just sort of like a general magic arcana?
I think with like fawn or fey magic, the key is to not think about it too much. It's the sort of thing where like if you overthink about it, it collapses on itself, right? It's the close your eyes and like go on instinct. And so I think he's trying to.
Your eyes can deceive you.
Right. There's a bit in The Name of the Wind where he ends up being able to interact with like moonbeams until he remembers that he can't do that.
Right.
And so I think it's kind of like that. He just doesn't think about it. He just goes, oh, I could pull on that. And his brain is trained to not worry about what's possible. That's somebody else's problem.
Okay. And in that vein, my favorite of that is always the Douglas Adams fall and get so distracted that you forget to hit the ground.
Yeah,
and then
miss.
you can fly. Yes, miss the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that it snaps back. It snaps back into your hand.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fun. Well,
We should probably be concerned as to why it would do that.
well, I just think it's Faye. And I'm Faye. That's probably why.
After what we went through, I'm not a little suspect of anything from the cult.
Does it look like it would fit on any of my fingers?
Oh, please don't put it on.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, it looks like it would fit on any one of your fingers.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like a right hand middle finger ring. So,
Are you going to try to put it on?
yeah.
I think he's
Annalie is
already put it
going to
on
rush-
based on.
Please do. Please stop him.
Annalie is going to rush to stop you.
I cannot ask that in character, but please do.
Is this happening in the office?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're at the plant. Zoe's probably right there staring at the plant. I don't know.
Well,
where.
I assumed you
is.
would have come to my office to ask me this question because Analia was in her office.
Oh, I was picturing we were in this like shared, like the four of us shared a floor plan. But
She has a lab.
okay, so yeah, I probably just left wherever. Zoe, where do you keep a little Jack Horner?
I keep Little Jack Horner on my desk. He sits atop the photo of David that I have turned down so that I can't see it. No, actually, what happens is it fell over and I didn't even notice, and I just set Little Jack Horner on top of it.
No,
Yeah.
David.
Analia
Oh, David.
repurposed the lab into also her office because she liked privacy.
yeah, and then you don't have to leave to go to the lab. You can, yeah.
She's
So Analia has a desk in the little four desk pod that you share, but she's at it less and less frequently, and it is a little layer of dust that's appearing on it as she's kind of made the lab area more of a home.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think that she has better control over the thermostat for the lab.
Oh, sure. Okay. So actually, if we can retcon a little bit. Also, a question for Zoe. Given this kind of like separate nature, I think what I'm picturing is Silas and Zoe were having a conversation about the plant, and he's now had a bit of an epiphany about like, oh, I bet this could do something to help Little Jack Horner. Zoe said, yes, please help. And when he gets the idea we should ask Analia about this because now it seems like this is going to require some sort of organization and like thorough thought process. That he would say, well, Zoe, let's take Jack and this and let's go see Analia because I bet she'll know what to do with it. And then we have the sort of back and forth with the ring scene of like, oh, I pulled it right back. I bet it fits. And I'm like reaching to put it onto my hand.
Yeah. Analia is instantly going to try to stop you.
Okay, what is Analia doing?
The instinct of no. Like,
Okay.
Do you have a spray bottle? Do you have a spray bottle?
It's one of
probably
those, like,
more effective than you
don't you
think.
dare, and she like goes to like grab.
So are you grabbing the ring? Are you grabbing Silas's hand? Are you smacking it? Are you smacking it to the ground? How's this working?
She would probably just go to grab the hand that it's like, think of like Frodo, it's like dun dun, and then she's like, no, grabs hand.
Are you grabbing the ring hand or are you grabbing the receiving hand? His right hand or the
The one doing the motion.
Okay, yeah, my left hand has the ring in it. I was going to put it on my right hand. So
So she's
So you're grabbing his left hand?
Yeah.
All right. Let's give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I have to close a program that keeps popping in my ear here. Something is happening. Something was added to Discord, and it's just
you know what I hate
blipping
are
and
the
blipping and
programs
blipping at me.
where when you close it, it just automatically goes to the tray instead of like actually closing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when I want this closed, that's what I actually mean was closed, not
Yeah.
put this somewhere that I can't
Uh-huh.
interact with it.
Yep.
And Silas is completely kind of clueless about this. Silas is not a motivating factor in this in any way. Assuming everything was normal, Analia would grab your hand and Silas would, you'd just be like, oh, hey, you grabbed my hand, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm not like trying to avoid her grab.
Right.
I'm just like, oh, this fits. Do the thing.
Okay. Great. So you're putting the ring on, and Analia is grabbing the ring hand. Analia, I need you to make a athletics roll for me, please.
God damn it! I couldn't be fighting.
Well, do you want to punch him
Yeah,
instead?
you could do that.
No! Pow! Right cross.
I'm trying to picture Analia doing that, and it's like, no, she has noodle arms. Okay, that's a 6.
Okay. You feel resistance again as your hand reaches out for Silas's left hand. Is it your right hand or your left hand? I don't know if you're.
The left hand is the one he has the ring in.
No, I mean for Analia. Is Analia right-handed or left-handed?
She's left-handed.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's your left hand. Your dominant hand is going out to try and grab his left hand to stop this from happening. At the very least, because of the physics, you might block it even if you miss.
Yeah.
You feel resistance, but you're able to grab onto his hand. You can feel something like trying to force your fingers away. Like you've got him and you've stopped him from doing the thing, but it's like we've been using magnets a lot. It's like when you're forcing two similar polarity magnets together, you can do it, but there's a force that's trying to push you away.
Yeah. But she's now like holding the hand and pulling, like she's kind of pulling it away, like trying to.
What? Yeah. What's wrong? Yeah, you can hold it. That's fine.
She takes the ring.
Okay.
It's like, we're not trusting anything from the cult, so
Okay.
don't put this on.
So same feelings as before. It seems like it takes more effort to grab it and to hold on to it, and you can feel that it wants to go back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
May I interject here?
Please.
Because this is about the time that Benton, who has been quietly lurking outside the door, just sort of comes around and is like, hey, what's going on in here? Did I hear something about a cult going on
Yeah, I
here?
forgot that I had the cult leader's ring in my coat pocket.
So Benton walks in the door and starts his little bit of speech, and what you see is Silas kind of surprised and a little bit confused. His hands open. And he's just sort of looking at Analia. Analia is determinedly I assume that you've got in your fist.
Got in a fist.
Yeah. Got in a fist and is like holding something, but you can tell that there's like some kind of it's almost like she's angry, like her fist is shaking a little bit. But it's the ring is just like pulling.
Yeah.
And trying to go back. But it looks like Silas is like, hey, what's going on? And Analia has a fist raised in there as you walk in and say hey guys, you're talking about a cult. What's going on?
Yeah, I was just passing by. Just happened to be, walking by the office here on my way to somewhere real important, and I just wanted to see what all the fuss is, and just very quietly interpose myself between the two of them.
It's not. Analia looks at her fist and kind of realizes, there's an angry ring in my hand.
Yeah, she wanted it real bad. I mean,
I just don't want you to put it on.
why?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't put
Because we don't know what it
rings.
does.
Well, that's how you find out what it does.
There are scientific ways.
Yeah, there's definitely better ways, Silas. I mean, you were just injected with a thing. We don't still understand what that all was. Let's maybe not push our luck.
Analia, make a strength check for me, please.
Good. All right. This is Analia's highest stat, y'all. So,
Yep. We call it Analia the Bruiser for a reason.
Yep.
oh no.
Oh boy.
Is it a crit?
It's 2 1s.
Silas, Analia socks you. Her left arm comes shooting out and pop right
Yeah.
in the nose.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to roll damage for me, please.
Yeah.
Please roll. Please,
I love
please
this.
roll it as 2d6.
This is fantastic. And for the record, my money's on Analia in this fight, so
13.
13.
oh
Yep.
my.
What?
Okay. So what's
Rude.
What's,
Rude, Blythe Cullen 93.
what is your toughness minus armor? Silas.
I don't. Is that even a real number for Silas?
Well, yeah, you've got like a toughness of.
Oh, that's. And I
4
don't think
or
my
5 or
armor
something.
jacket, the jacket armor.
The jacket
matters.
isn't going to apply in this.
Oh, my
case, that's
toughness
why I
is
think.
5. I was thinking of my parry, which is 2, and which
Okay.
is amusing to me.
Yeah, we were already making that hit. So
I think the 5 is with the armor. So actually, I think it's 4.
okay, what's your vigor die?
D4.
Your vigor's a D4.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I thought that it was higher because of that.
No. It's all
Carousing-
smarts and
carousing
spirit
stamina.
and a bit of
Right, okay.
agility.
Then yeah, 4 is then your toughness is 4 without the iron.
And I don't need vigor because I'm immune to poisons.
Right. That's how we explain that. I remember now. It's almost like we had a plan.
13 points of damage.
Okay, so Annalia's fist lashes out, pops you in the nose. You're pretty sure that's broken.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that that's a wound
Yeah.
right there. And Analia, make another athletics check for me, please. Actually, make a spirit check for me. So the ring, which had been fighting you,
I could re-roll this, but I'm just gonna see what happens.
okay,
I got a 2.
okay, the ring which had been fighting you in your hand, like it summoned enough power that it wanted to go back to Silas, and popped your hand out, and you just nailed him across the nose.
Stop hitting
And-
yourself.
And in surprise, your hand opens up, like after, because you didn't intend to do that. You don't know what just happened, and the ring falls out and into Silas's pocket.
Please do not put that on.
Don't-
you broke my
don't
nose.
Don't put what on.
I'm instantly like scrambling around the lab to find like the med kit and is like gonna try and fix the nose.
No, none of that. None of that. I'll
Well,
fix it.
Before any of that happens, Benton, do you have any
Oh, yeah.
reaction here? You just saw Analia haul off and smack, just like lay one out on Silas right across his nose. You're pretty sure that's broken.
Yep, no, that's definitely broken.
And now they're arguing and squabbling about don't put that on and don't do something.
She's got bandages and she's like, I can fix it. I know how.
Uh, I honestly have no idea how to take any of this in. I'm still like, wait,
Benton
what?
just turns around and walks away.
No, I'm still here. I'm still sort of keeping them apart. And
So you've kind of interposed yourself in between.
yeah,
the two.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Like, hey,
punch
calm
her.
down.
Yeah, just everybody calm down. Silas, why did Analia punch you?
This ring.
I think it was an accident.
It was. I would never punch Silas.
Hold on.
I didn't even fight him when he was evil.
That's true. Oh,
Okay.
ow.
I want to cast heal before she can
You
get
bet.
to me.
He's like trying so hard to shoot. She's got like alcohol in a
Ooh.
swab. Like,
Don't forget you're at a -1 for the wound.
Okay, so it's only a 10.
Okay, that's more than enough for you to heal up the wound.
Yeah, and it makes a nasty snapping sound as it goes back into place.
Ugh. Silas, what's this about a ring?
Wait, where did it go? What pocket is it in?
It's the ring from the cult leader lady.
Oh, we should.
It's in their top left breast pocket.
Oh, there we go.
We should.
reach in
Silas, why don't you give that over here?
I tried, and then
Oh.
she punched me with it.
Yeah, it definitely wants to be with Silas, and Annalia's now looking around for like a block box.
All right, why don't I'll just put it under your microscope or whatever that you use, and you can look at it.
I'm just worried. But yeah, okay. Bring Jet
My
forward.
nose got broken. I don't know what you're worried about.
I don't want to punch you in the face.
Yeah, you seem real broke up about it.
She looks real upset. She's like,
Oh, okay.
she looks like you kicked a puppy.
Oh, well, okay. Well, also for what it's worth, Silas gets in like bar fights and loses all the time. Like that's not like he will start a fight and doesn't care that he's gonna lose because emotions get like that's one of his in his bag of tricks is like, yeah, so's your mother, and you know.
Did you figure out about my unicorn yet?
Well, I
we're
think
gonna-
this is gonna help. That's the thing,
Oh, that is a really pretty ring.
right?
Can I have that ring?
No, it's it's mine first of all, and it might cause problems. So why don't we put it where Analia can take a look at it, and it would just.
I don't think that ring would look very good on you, Uncle Silas.
I think
that
it would
ring would look really good on me.
No, it would look great on me. In fact, green is
Hey,
my color.
quick poll, Analia, would the ring look better on me or on Silas?
It would obviously look better on you, but please don't wear it.
Benton, would the ring look better on me or on Silas?
Benton,
I don't
think
know how to
very
answer
carefully.
that question.
Okay, so that's 2 votes for Zoe, 1 vote for Silas, 1 abstention. Zoe gets to wear the ring.
Mm,
That's not. No, that's definitely. That's not how this works.
I counted 2 votes.
I voted for myself, obviously.
But that's not. This is not a. This isn't a voting situation.
yeah, it's mine. It's
Let me-
mine.
Well, Silas, you took it from someone.
And that literally means it's mine now.
That's
That's
not
what
how.
happens
That's
when
also.
you take something.
That's also not. That's not what we're doing with this right now. Also, it seems like this might be maybe dangerous.
Well, it
And we should
probably
probably-
is. Yeah.
You came in here to let Analia see it and try to figure out what's wrong with it.
Did I?
Yes.
I mean, I that's what I'm assuming. It's not like I
You
was
came in here to
listening to your
ask
conversations all day. I was just, going about my business. But yeah, I feel like that makes sense, right?
That does sound familiar. Yeah.
You're asking me to research it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do that if you put it on.
Well, okay. Let's take a look at it, and then I'll have it back. Just
No.
as long as we can all jot down that this is Silas's property, then that's okay.
Let's see what happens when we look at it.
Yeah. Let's see what happens when we look at it.
Yeah. Okay. When we look at my ring, Silas's ring,
The ring, yes, the
cult
ring
leader's
that's here.
ring.
the cult leader has no need of this ring and has lost possession of it.
The Kushan Far's ring.
They can't. A corporation can't own something.
Well, yes, actually, technically they can.
They're people by the government.
I don't like it.
Well, none of us do either, but it's still the way it works. And this is a Kushan Far ring, and none of us have any idea what it actually
Let's say
does.
formerly of the
I'm-
Kushan Far.
It's a Kushan Far's ring, and I'm sorry I broke her nose. I didn't know I
Well,
was
it went back. That's not the first time it was broken, anyway. It's like wipes blood off his face.
Oh God! All right.
Put some rubbing alcohol, disinfect it.
And I don't need that. There's just blood in my mustache. It's fine.
I see this the very big eyes of like.
Nick, I don't know if this matters, but there's almost certainly like a bloody smudge on the ring at this point. That's probably an unimportant detail, but I'm gonna set it down on Annalia's workbench and take a step back from it.
Annalea
Uh,
grabbing
you-
some of the books.
You set it down on the workbench, and Analea, he did not set it down on the workbench.
Can you just put your hand there with it on the workbench?
Oh.
Silas, you have the ring in your hand.
Okay. I'll just like
I don't like this.
Hold
I don't
it.
like it at all.
I'll hold it on the bench.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the ring on the bench now?
Yeah, he's holding it there.
Alright,
All right.
Annalie's gonna grab her she's gonna pull out her backpack and start grabbing different tools, and she has one of those little you didn't even know she had it, but suddenly she pulls out one of those little diamond things.
Oh
that
yeah.
Oh,
use.
a jeweler's loop.
Yes.
Yep.
So she has one of those, and you're like, when did she get that? And she just pulls it out, and she starts tinkering with it. She pulls out some of the books. A lot of stuff is coming out of this backpack, and it doesn't make any sense.
I'm not looking
Pulling
at
out the
that.
books from the that she took from the Kushan Park. And,
Okay.
Studying it and looking at it and looking to see if there's any symbols, and then also looking at the books.
I'm also looking at Silas to go, Silas, take your hand off the ring.
Okay.
Silas takes the ring with him.
No, actually, can we just say he doesn't move at all? He just says, "Okay,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
yeah."
Silas, I'd like you to take your hand off the ring.
Yeah, no problem.
You say that, but you're not actually doing it. Your hand is still on the ring.
Does anybody have a Kleenex?
I think you
Yeah.
do in one of your pockets. Maybe you should reach for the Kleenex. in your
Analea
pocket.
grabs the cottons and rub the cloth she had and hands it to him while she's trying to study this.
Yeah, I'll just use my free hand to sort of.
Yeah,
Try to-
I'd still really like you to take your other hand off the ring and just leave it on the table.
Oh yeah, okay. So I put the Kleenex and then hold it with my right hand
See,
on the bench.
So I don't think we're not communicating real well here. I'd like you to take both of your hands off of the ring and take a step back.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Wonder.
You didn't do it, did you? No. Silas, you're still standing there with your hand on the ring.
Silas, do you you can be aware of what's going on at any time?
Yeah, I think this is the point where because he was distracted and thinking about the Kleenex and watching what Analea was doing, and it's now making eye contact with Benton and is getting a clue of so yeah, I'm gonna try to really try to put it down on the bench and leave it there.
Okay, you do so.
Okay.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna take a step back and put my hand rub my hands on my hips and then put them in my pockets.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna ask Zoe.
Yes.
Would you mind just handing me that ring?
Well, Annalea's looking at it
I
Yeah,
can.
Analea is trying to research it.
so that we can rescue little Jack Horner from his diminutive fate.
I know. I mean, Emily, I'll get it back to you. I'm just trying to figure some things out here.
Also, while she's doing this, she starts getting her alchemy stuff out, and I'm going to use an alchemy point to create a little potion to help little Jack Horner based on whatever I learn.
Oh, that's great. Go ahead and make make 2 rolls while we figure this out. One is a weird science roll for the potion, and one is a research roll for information about the ring. So, Zoe, are you reaching out for the ring, or what's happening? Are you guys waiting
Yeah,
until
I'm gonna
Annalise
go.
says she's done?
I'm good. I'm gonna just. I do want to give Emily a space to work on this ring. I'm just gonna, the second it's up, I'm gonna take that ring and I'm gonna put it on because it's very pretty.
All right, maybe don't put it on. I just trying to figure out who can touch this ring.
Well,
Okay.
we can check me on the list. That's
Yes, you
Silas.
definitely can.
Silas
Yes.
can put on Silas's ring.
Annalia's like, I can touch it, it just doesn't like it. I rolled a 10 on my research, and I rolled a 5 on alchemy.
Okay. You're able to put together a magical miracle grow type solution that can be added to Little Jack Horner's food and watering, which should help speed up growth.
Blythe, are there whiteboards in your lab?
Yes.
Okay, Silas has started a chart that says Silas's ring, and then above that, likes and dislikes as like 2 columns, and then that it likes Silas and that it dislikes Analia, and then we don't know what column to put other people in yet. So he just is standing there with like probably like a yellow pen that's really hard to read.
I want to touch the ring and see if it likes me.
Analia turns to Zoe and is like, don't touch it yet. I want to do more research on it. Here's a potion that will grow Little Jack Horner better. Just add it to
Ooh, thank you. You are a true friend, Analia.
Excellent deflection. That's just expert.
Yep.
Also, did we go on our movie date? Did the weekend happen?
I was thinking about that, but I said it's only been about 4 days since you guys got back, so I think it's coming up tomorrow
Yeah.
Okay.
in game time.
Yeah.
Analia's like,
And
also,
if not, that is now officially true.
okay. So she's just like, you're welcome. And I think I found a really great place we can go to dinner tomorrow. And she continues to research.
And so he's just kind of like, oh, wait, dinner's involved. Like, to herself.
Figured we'd get hungry.
Yeah, I eat food a lot of the time.
Zoe, your phone rings.
Oh, my phone rang. Hello?
It's David. Or you recognize the number as David.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, babe. What's up? I haven't seen you.
I'm at work. I'm working on plants.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I was thinking that we could hang out soon, like tomorrow.
I got plans tomorrow.
But I have I really thought that we could go out for a nice romantic dinner, and it would be good for us to spend some time together. We haven't spent a lot of time together lately, and I'd really like to see you because you've been on my mind a lot. I mean, I don't like to say this in front of the guys or anything, but you know, I love you, and I want to spend more time with you. And I haven't seen you lately, and I think it's time that we need to spend some time together.
I got plans tomorrow.
You can break those plans,
No, I can't.
but you love me, right?
I'm going on a date. I'm going on a date with somebody else. Hangs up.
The phone rings again.
Ignores.
Also, casually during all of that, Annalia's like, yeah, it has a really great karaoke section too, so that you can perform for some people before we go see the movie.
What sound does your phone make when someone texts you? Does Zoe's phone make when someone texts you?
Just a little bing. Yeah.
Bing. It's David.
Not gonna look.
Would he have his own like text tone?
Yeah, probably.
Bing.
But I'm gonna hand it to Silas.
Bing.
Just deal with this, maybe. I don't know.
You don't want to spend time with him anymore?
Well, I mean, I know if I say I don't want to spend time with him anymore, he's just gonna follow me around. That's what all the boys I break up with do.
Oh, I'll text him a spell. Hold on.
Bing.
And I'm gonna like type in Gaelic and do like a, what do you call it? Like dispel? I'm trying to cast dispel through a text message.
The phone rings. It's the same number that's texted 7 times.
Yeah, that's right. I'm still typing. I'm
Right.
like, ignore the call. And I'm trying to cast dispel. I'm actually trying to do this. I don't know if it's possible.
Okay. Awesome. What are you trying to cast?
Dispel. D-I-S.
Okay, you're trying to cast.
Dispel.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Not the spell.
Dispel.
Try to cast Dispel. All right, you're trying to cast Dispel
Yes.
via text
Yes.
to him.
Yes.
Okay, so you're typing out Gaelic into the phone.
Yeah, and I'm trying to dispel the long-term effect that Zoe has had on him.
Okay. And Silas, you're doing this through a cellular network and internet connected device. Is that correct?
It's not mine.
Right. Okay.
That's how I
fantastic.
know it'll work. Like, magic works over the internet. They invented it. Silas is nothing if not without conviction. Like,
No, I'm here for it. I'm going to. How many spell points does it take?
I think it's 2. Let me check.
Okay.
Let's see. Detect, disguise, dispel. Oh, it's only 1 PowerPoint.
Okay. I am going to charge you for that PowerPoint.
Okay.
Mark it off in a special category.
Okay, so I was down to 7. Am I down to like 6 with an asterisk?
6 with an asterisk,
Okay.
and your total full points would be 9 with an asterisk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, because I did. Oh, no, detect is 2. I actually might be lower because I think heal is 2 as well. Oh, healing is 3. I'm actually down 5. So now I'm at 4 with an asterisk.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
When enough time has passed that you've regained your spell points, do not take that point back. Your maximum is currently 9.
Copy that.
I'm going to ask you to make a roll, and I'm going to ask you to make a roll, but regardless of what that result is, I'm not going to tell you the results of what happens with this.
I
spell.
love that. I love that entirely.
Okay.
Am I rolling spell casting?
Yeah. Make your regular spell cast.
Okay, I'm rolling with my left hand because that seems appropriate in this situation. That's a 6.
Okay. There's one more ping of a text message that comes in after you text that spell.
What does it say?
Oh, you're reading it.
Yeah.
It says, "I'll see you later."
There, it worked. He'll leave
Just
you
like
alone
that?
now.
Just like,
Yeah. You probably shouldn't talk to him anymore.
okay. I mean, I really liked him at one time, and then it got to be too much.
Yeah. It's like what we were talking about.
Okay, can I ask you for some love advice, Uncle
Yes.
Silas?
I'm an expert.
When
Well,
you
Annalise
are
still there.
when you are really into
Like
someone,
3
how
feet
do you,
away.
when you are really into someone, like I mean really into someone, how do you keep them from becoming your mindless slave?
Well, with humans, it's not really going to be possible.
Okay.
So I encourage you to have relationships with non-humans.
So theoretically, if I knew a non-human that I wanted to date, like that would be a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's much less likely that you will sort of overwhelm their self-will and erase their personality.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. In fact, I might already be doing that.
Yeah, aren't you going on a date with Analia?
Shh. I don't think she knows.
Didn't she just remind you?
Yeah, but I didn't know if she knew it was a date or not. Hi, Analia.
Oh, okay. So you two, just so everyone knows, you two are going on a date, and I think both of you are romantically interested in each other. Am I on the right page here?
Oh,
I mean,
what?
for me, yes, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Great. Analia,
What? Huh?
you're romantically interested in Zoe, right?
She's got like 18 other research things in her
Yeah.
hands. She's like, oh yeah, I thought that's why we're going on a date.
Yeah. Okay. Great. There we go. Problem solved.
Silence from Zoe.
Good. That's
Cool,
good.
cool.
I'm really happy about no, genuinely, like, Zoe has no idea what to do with like any of this information. She's just like, all of the time she's dated someone, it's just been like, oh, I think you're cute, and then they just are like, I think you're cute. She does not know how to like behave in a relationship where both people are like roughly equal.
Have free will.
Yeah, where both people have free will. It terrifies her.
Great. Analia, you're able to find some information about Faystone. And Faystone is a physical remnant of matter that has come through from the Fey realm. It is pretty rare, so there aren't a ton of examples about what it's like. However, one thing that you were able to determine is that it intends that it, in almost all cases, bonds with a person once it comes through. It tends to prefer people who have some connection to Fey, whether that is through the ability to cast magic, or if you are from that realm, it will form a bond very quickly and very powerfully with such a person, and does not like to be away from that person, and it generally provides an increase in power and connection to the Fey realm.
Okay. So Annalia's gonna turn to Silas. It's gonna be like, do you want to be connected and traceable by the Fae?
Traceable?
Because
Why?
that's what the spring is gonna do.
Why would it make me traceable?
It connects you deeper to the Fae.
I'm already connected to the Fae. That's where my magic comes from.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna make it worse.
Um,
She's 100% trying to bluff on this, but she's like
Hmm.
trying to make you not want the ring.
point of order. Would it help my dad find me? Because I know he's looking.
It could probably help you find your dad.
So I don't know if I've communicated how just cataclysmically dangerous Oberon is.
Yeah, you're not a fan. You're not a fan. He was like your wacky sitcom neighbor or whatever. He would come in and knock everything over, and you didn't like it. Let's just see.
Oberon.
Let's just see if Zoe can touch the ring. Okay, let's just see what happens.
Well, I do need to finish my chart, so
Okay, I'm gonna reach over and touch the ring. Do I have to roll something?
No response. There's
Oh.
no
Oh,
there's
weird.
there's no resistance.
Is it just magical backgrounds or specifically Fey backgrounds? Because I also have an arcane background. Like, I am magical.
It is specifically, it's not specifically Fey, it's through magic, but magic that is connected to the Fey realm.
So I guess I'll complete the test and try to touch the ring.
It does not want to be touched by you. Like, you can feel resistance as your hand starts getting close.
okay.
Uh,
Benton
you
in
can-
the dislike column.
It definitely dislikes me.
If you like, it won't require roll, but you would have to make a physical effort in order to be able to touch the ring.
It only really, I mean, it prefers Fae. It likes.
It clearly does like the Fae, and we should probably put it in a box and put it away.
Look, it would.
All right.
It's a powerful artifact that will enhance my ability to use magic. I think that's what you just said, right?
I didn't say that out loud. That's what I know, but I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, we'll rewind that then.
I am telling you that it will make you findable by the Fae.
And you don't want to be found by the Fae.
Yeah, I do though. So,
And also, Silas, you don't want Zoe to be found by the Fae either.
No, I've made that clear. Yeah.
Yeah, so we should probably let Analia put it in a box and keep it locked up.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be the right kind of box.
Ellie is gonna get out. She suddenly pulls out like a lockbox, and it's like it's got like runes and stuff on it that look probably demonic. She's like, I don't really like using this side of things, but she's gonna I have an arcane background. I don't really have like a spell casting, but she's gonna try and use her alchemy. Like, I'm gonna say it's more of like a potion that she has to make and pours on it, and it magically like seals.
I think that this is more like a kind of an arcane device,
Okay.
and powered by your alchemy. But I
Okay.
think that as long as you're using this, like I'm okay with you sort of like spending points to have this thing.
Yeah.
But I think that it costs from the pool of points that you have, the way that the
From my PowerPoints.
yeah, for the way the artificer, the way the arcane
Yeah, I don't know I can't find exactly the wording on the artificer edge, but I have it now, I think.
yeah, I remember you said you took that for your advance. And I know that I was looking at it before. Arcane devices. It is page 153.
Okay.
So in essence, what it lets you do is invest power points that you have into a device for any kind of any spell that you know, any power that you have, you can imbue it into a device so that other people can use it instead. It exists outside of your sort of innate ability to cast, or in this case, your other devices that you have.
Yeah.
So I would say that like, I'm not going to give you carte blanche. It doesn't let you create a whole bunch of things that you don't already have access to.
No.
But I think story-wise, I'm okay with this sort of also representing almost like a gadgeteering pool and things that you might have, but they're going to cost you from your pool as long as you maintain them.
That's fine. It's one of her like story-wise, this is like a demonic artifact she was given at birth that locks shit up. And she hates it, but she's gonna use it.
Okay. I think that it's doing two things. I think that it is probably using points for conceal arcana and also for dispel, if I'm understanding what you want it to be able to do.
Mostly just keep it in there. Like, it will just, like, the ring can move around or do shit, but the idea is that it won't be able to get. So.
Right, and I'm interpreting that as being like, unless you have a different way that you want to do this, I'm kind of thinking of that as being the dispel aspect, that it prevents it from doing what it wants to do, which is be near Silas. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay, and then is it detectable through the box, or does the box is it like a lead box that is preventing it from being seen and preventing it from going out and doing what it wants to do? Is it conference room 4? Or is it
in the past it has done that. She's hoping it will apply here, kind of thing. Like, in the past it's pretty hard to trace. Like, none of y'all knew she had this.
okay? Then I think this is using those two powers. I'm going to say that this is going to cost 3 points,
Okay.
which are going to be out of your total until you are not using this box.
Okay. So I will have a total of 12 points.
And I would like you to make a weird science roll for this.
Cthulhu dice. Reroll. Well, that's a 5.
Okay.
I could reroll. But I'm like, am I really gonna do better? I'll try it. I have 5 pennies. Yeah, no, 5 it is.
Okay. So you're able to activate the runes. You pour the requisite alchemical creation on top of it, and everything sort of, unless you think otherwise, it sort of like glows red and then fades into the runes etched on the box.
It's kind of scary. It's like you notice she has to she cuts it into her hand and has to do a thing, and it's like suddenly there's weird shadows are appearing around the room, and everything feels like it's closing in a little bit, and then it glows red, and then it stops, and everything just kind of goes back to normal.
It's just a regular box.
And then she starts putting alcohol on her cut and bandaging it up.
That was an impressive piece of magic, Analia.
Do you want help bandaging up your cut?
Hands are her hand. Sure.
Okay. This I can do. And yes, Zoe is going to very carefully and tenderly help her bandage her cut.
Benton, let's get coffee.
Yeah, let's do that. That seems like a thing to do.
I think the first time you've seen Analia do magic.
It was very impressive. That actually, I think she's going to say that. That was really impressive.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
I mean, I thought it looked really cool. I don't think it was that spooky at all.
That was
I don't know.
impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's
not scared?
No. It's much cooler than when Silas does magic.
He does get perfect eyeliner though, which I'm a little jealous of.
That is true.
I'm here looking like a raccoon because I just couldn't get it that day.
I'm really good at eyeliner, so
I'll have to do my makeup sometime.
yeah, that would be good. Zoe is trying valiantly not to throw up. I don't think she's going to, but let's find out. I'm rolling a d20 just to stack the odds. I got a 17.
Is that to throw up or not throw up?
Not throw up.
Okay. You do not throw up. Zoe does not throw up. Is that from emotions? Is that from close proximity?
Zoe's just like nerves, like a bundle of nerves. She is not used to actually having to work to get somebody to like her.
Great.
And that extends beyond romance. It extends to friendship, familial relationships. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have more, or do we want to fade out on that scene while you two do your flirty hurdy?
Zoe gets, as Zoe's doing it, Zoe gets a piece of hair that falls in her face, and Analia does the pushback.
Oh my god. Flirty hurdy.
And I can't help but notice that you two gentlemen are still standing here and watching us.
Oh no, we left.
Oh no, we got the
Yeah.
heck out of there. We're out.
Yeah, well, thank
They
you.
went for coffee.
Yeah, we're not weirdos.
That's what I thought. But then you were talking about how impressive the magic was.
Well, that was on our way out.
Yep, on our way out. We were that was real cool. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You guys walk out towards the lobby, and Terry is there and almost comically he's typing on the computer, and he's got the phone on one ear, and then he's like trying to juggle the other line coming over, and he's doing the whole saying one thing to the wrong person, and then oh no, not oh I hold on uh oh, thank you for calling Pembroke. We're very very pleased to take your call. How may I? Oh wait, oh no, it's you again. Okay,
I don't know how to help him.
Yeah, no, that's sorry, buddy. I just give him the old like, sorry.
I know. And I like find one of my little like travel whiskey bottles, like airplane whiskey bottles. I'm like, I just go put that on the desk in front of him. This is problem solving.
Okay. Terry nods and sort of smiles and
Good job.
And a little girl walks into the office
Oh,
and walks right up to the two of you and says, "This is Pembroke."
yes. Out of character. About what age?
8,
Okay.
about 8-ish. Malaysian.
Okay, I'd take a knee, so
Yeah.
I'm not towering over her.
I take a step back because I smell weird and freak people out, and I don't want to do that.
Like, yeah, this is Pembroke. What can we help you with? Are you okay?
She kind of looks at you for a moment and then turns so that she's kind of more addressing Benton,
Mm-hmm.
but is still sort of talking to both of you, and says, my mother said that if there is trouble or I need help, that I can always talk to someone at Pembroke to help with some issues, and I need to hire you. And she
Okay.
looks very very determined, and then in fact turns away from Silas and towards Benton and says, "Can you help me? I have money to pay you."
I just look at Benton.
I go down and say, "You don't need to do that." I do the one knee thing as well. You don't need to do that. What's your mother's name? Who sent you here? What's your mother's name?
My mother's name is Sarah,
Okay,
but I just call her Mom.
right. And what's your name?
My name is Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth. I'm Benton. That's Silas. And what do you need help with?
My pet has gone missing, and I can't find it anywhere. And Mom and Dad haven't been able to find it. And I know that you are detectives, and I need help because and she, like, her lip quivers and she gets a tears in her eye because Frederick J. Prince is very important to me, and if I don't find him again, I'm going to be very upset.
Okay. Well, I hope that we can find Frederick J. Prince. He sounds like an excellent pet. What kind of pet is he? Is he a little dog, a little cat?
She shakes her head and sort of pouts her lip. He's she takes a deep breath and says, "He's a chupacabra."
Aww.
That's exciting. I didn't know those were real.
Very, very sweet. That's really lovely. Where did you last see him?
He was in the yard,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I went out a little while later, because it's always good to make sure that they have time in the yard, because they're not indoor pets.
No,
And
they're
she
not.
says that in a rote way that
Yep.
sounds like that has been
Yep.
come down through the family very very forcefully. So I made very sure that the gate was closed and locked, and that he couldn't get out. And then I went inside, and then I went to get his favorite toy, and then I came back out, and he was gone.
Okay.
Okay.
We should probably start at the yard then. We should probably
Yeah.
go check this out.
Yeah, we should definitely go check this out. Elizabeth? Maybe we should leave Elizabeth here with Terry, though, just in case.
Yeah. Elizabeth, are your parents at home?
Yes.
And do they know that you're here?
Yes.
That didn't sound very convincing. Are you sure your parents know that you left the house and came all the way down here?
It was very important, and they didn't want to find him, and they couldn't find him. And I needed help, and you guys are supposed to help.
So you, I see.
And I have money to pay you. And she reaches into a pocket, and she has a handful of coins and some crumpled bills that are sticking out on there, because it's important that I pay you to find Frederick, because you're detectives and you help people.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
Now look, the charge for this is $1. That's the normal fee for this. Okay. So just like
I have that.
yeah, I just like pull the $1 out and hand it to Benton. Like I don't like this isn't going to be resolved any other way.
Okay, fine. I put it in my pocket. I'm like, see, good job.
Okay, I'll go get the others. Benton, if you want to sort of get your kit together, actually, maybe we should have her come with us because she might be able to answer questions on site, and she needs to go home.
Yeah, we should take her with
Okay.
us. So you go grab the others, and I'll watch Elizabeth.
Yeah, so I'm gonna march down the hall and knock on the door, like before I get into the doorway. Like,
Analia opens
It's a swinging like double.
it's now
door.
like a saloon door.
Yeah, but like the restaurant. It's got like
Yeah.
the portholes.
Yeah, I don't want to look in. I'm trying to knock without looking into the...
Oh, we're fine. You can come in.
I didn't know that, did I?
No.
I imagine they're just sitting there, like they're still in the same spots, but like the bandaging is done, and they were just like, so she's like showing her how to use the potion to take care of little Jack Horner.
Their foreheads are very close.
Yeah.
but not-
That's cute.
Yeah.
They're close, but they're not. Analia's not going to make the first move.
Zoe's not going to make the first move.
Analia, Zoe, this is very exciting. We have to find a chupacabra.
What? Those are real?
Apparently, I hope they don't really eat goats, but we're gonna have to find out. So, the most adorable young lady has turned up in the office, and her pet chupacabra's gone missing. So we need to walk her home and find out what's happened.
To the Benton Mobile.
I don't think he has a car.
Analia's going to do this. She's going to be like, well, of course the most adorable young lady's already here. And then like, wink at Zoe.
All right, so second. That's okay. Fine.
Third.
And then, yeah, Benton Mobile, there's spinning graphics. Woo!
All right, spinning Benton mobile graphic
Yeah.
later.
I'll
Your
drive
pet-
so Benton doesn't have to.
No, I'll drive. That's fine. You can. You're great with Elizabeth. You should keep her entertained and feeling safe.
Yeah, but she likes you.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's very weird.
I
and
am also
uncomfortable.
mystified.
I'm not very likable, so this is really
I know.
odd.
Look, kids really like me. I should probably just talk to her, and I'll have a friend for life.
Well, hold on. No, Zoe, we don't know if she's human, so let's just pump the brakes.
Can I sit up front?
Huh?
Can I sit up front?
No, you're too little. You should sit in the back.
Oh.
But okay. Can I sit on your side?
Behind Benton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course you can.
Sure.
Analia looks at Silas and is like, I'm still taller than you, so I still take the front.
Oh, that hadn't occurred to me to ask. Are you sure you're taller than me?
Analia looks down at him. Like,
Yeah, isn't she still like 5 inches taller than him? Was he 6'5" or something?
I think her height changes every week.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between 6'3" and 6'5".
Elizabeth looks at you very seriously and nods her head. She is taller.
Okay.
Yep. And of course you can sit behind Benton. It's the safest place to sit.
That's right. That's right.
So I would like to use Detect Arcana on wait, what did we Elizabeth? I would like to cast Detect Arcana, please.
Okay.
All right. I spend
Make your roll.
2 power points. I'm down to 2 with an asterisk.
I think you're back up to 9. There's been some time here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't been like I'm not. I don't feel like we need to keep a zealous track of everything unless we're combat oriented.
Well,
or there's a timing issue.
Nick, you cannot have a meaningful campaign if you don't keep accurate time records.
All right, take a Betty, you magnificent bastard.
I'll take it. I have an 8.
Okay, that's enough for a success.
Yeah, and should look past 4 points of deception, I think, because it's a raise.
Oh, an 8 is a raise. You're right.
So let me see how that's worded, just in case I don't want you to have to reveal something if you don't have to.
No, there's I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine.
Oh, I can ignore up to 4 points of penalties for attacking foes hidden by magical darkness, invisible. So I assume that means like looking through magical invisibility and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Your true sight, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Elizabeth is human, or at least appears to be baseline human.
As far as I can tell. Okay.
Yep.
I just keep that to myself. Everyone sees me put eyeliner on, like that's fine. We know what's happening. No mystery.
Right.
Oh, so if I was up to 9, then I'm down to 7, and it feels like it could matter if we get into trouble. So.
Okay. She gives you the address, and it's not too far. It's slightly worrying that an 8-year-old hopped on a bus and came to the office, but not, but this wasn't an all-day thing.
Right.
That took her here. But you get to an area of the city where it is neighborhood row houses, nothing super fancy, like the post-war baby boom type construction. So it's just like a section that's neighborhood houses. There's like 3 models, and they're rotated a little, every twice down the block, so they look different, but they're actually all the same. Things that we've living in LA, we've probably all seen 100 times or more, probably more than 100 times. But you pull up to the house, and it is painted kind of like blue-gray, white trim. The door is painted green. There's a screen door. There's a little porch, nice grassy area. There is a car in the lot, in the driveway. Garage is closed. There's a big tree in the front yard that's got a tire swing on it. And it looks like a completely bucolic suburban home.
A real house's house.
Yeah. A house among houses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, we're gonna walk up to the front door and knock. We're
Okay.
not monsters.
I wasn't supposed to go down and see you. I was supposed to be over at my friend Jimmy's house.
It's okay. I'm
He-
sure you're
he
not going to be
lives-
in trouble.
He just lives up the block, but I just needed someone to help me with Frederick.
No, well, okay, but you understand, working with a distinguished person such as yourself, but at your age, we have to consult your parents.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
She screws her face up seriously and then nods.
Okay.
All right. So just ring the doorbell, like you do when you walk up to a house. Bing bong.
Okay. An Malaysian woman answers the door. Yes, can I? Oh, Lizzie, what are you doing here? Who are these people?
And I say, hello, my name is Benton Ailes. These are my associates, Silas, Analia, and Zoe. And we work for Pembroke Investigations. And we've just been hired
Lizzie?
by this wonderful young woman here to find her missing pet.
I'm so sorry. You don't need to trouble yourself. It's we will. I'm sure that I'm sure that he'll return on his own. We haven't been able to find him in the neighborhood, but you know how chupacabra are. Sometimes they leave for a while and then come back.
I didn't know that, actually.
Lizzie, you should not have troubled these people. They were not.
Ma'am, it's totally fine. I don't think there's nothing to worry about. And for
I
us,
paid
there's-
them.
Yeah.
She puts her hands. Elizabeth puts her hand on her hips, and says, It's very important to find Frederick, and we couldn't do it. And you always said that if I needed help or was in trouble, that I could go to Pembroke's and that they would help. That they are supposed to help us if we have problems.
And,
Go ahead.
and I'm going to say, yep, and believe you me, there's no job too small. We are very happy to take this job on. As Elizabeth here said, she did pay us, so she is a paying customer.
Yeah. The standard fee of $1, in fact.
Yes.
So we have to take this job very seriously.
Very seriously.
You can see a smile start to try and break out of Sarah's face, although she's still looking very stern. And she says, well, then, I suppose you should come inside, and we can talk about what happened.
Well, I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, if you have a picture of Frederick Prince the Younger.
I do. And Elizabeth runs off into the house.
Annalia's like, I actually didn't know chupacabra were real until today.
Well, they're not common, but Lizzie really seemed to bond, and the requirements to keep them were not too onerous. So we decided that we would adopt and rescue Frederick, and everything was going well. And she's been very upset that he's been missing.
Understandable. A rescue pet is
Understandable.
also an admirable thing to take on.
Yeah.
So
That's
And,
really lovely.
Losing a pet is really hard. I had a dog or two as a kid.
Yeah.
So,
Where did you last? Do you remember the last time you saw Frederick?
it was about it was 3 days ago. Lizzie had had visited him out in the yard, and had come inside to get his favorite toy and go back out, and she gets a little distracted, so it was maybe longer than a couple of minutes. And when she came back out, it was gone. Now we looked for him, and we tried to find him, but as you know, they can't be chipped, and it just was. We drove around the neighborhood. We asked people. We put up some flyers. We had to do it circumspectly and use a bad picture because not everyone in the neighborhood is aware of the distinction.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not a very good picture, but it would look like someone's animal, just and our number, and we haven't gotten any responses.
All right.
And it is still, and she makes sure that Elizabeth has not returned to the room and says they are still not domesticated, and it's entirely possible that it just decided that it was time to go and left. And we're working through how to help her past that possibility.
All right.
I have an out of character question. So Sarah seems human. At first glance.
How long does your at first glance, how long does your
I think it's
Arcana
just a
last?
few minutes. Hold on.
Okay.
1 hour.
Really?
Oh, no. Hold on. Duration 5 to detect, 1 hour to conceal.
Okay,
I don't know what duration
that
5
makes
means.
Like 5 rounds.
Oh, that's not long at
So
all. Okay.
like a minute.
Okay.
Less than a minute, but yeah. And I don't and I know that you can keep pumping PowerPoints into it to make it go longer, but I don't think you were doing so.
No,
so
that
you her out.
Yeah, that wasn't my
Okay.
plan. So then I'm just going to ask, and so just so I know, from what just the lore that I've heard, what is the situation with the Chupacabra vis-a-vis goats?
She looks at you and sort of realizes for the first time that your nature shows.
Okay, so
and
she can see me.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
and goes, laughs a little bit and says, "I don't think you need to worry. Frederick is about the size of a Chihuahua."
Oh, that's great. Okay.
And to my knowledge, the information is accurate, but I don't think that you would have any difficulty. And he was always a sweetheart.
Okay, that's good. I was picturing something much bigger.
They do primarily suck blood and chew on meat, and we have been trying to keep it away from any local pets. So we have been going to the butcher, buying raw food, raw meat, and getting cow's blood or pig's blood or whatever they have on hand in order to feed Freddy. But not. I wouldn't worry too much about any of you. I've never seen him act aggressively towards a human or anyone else. Towards a person.
Okay. Good to know.
But I mean, you don't need to. I appreciate you being so sweet, but there's no need to continue to. And as she starts to say that, Elizabeth runs back into the room and has a stack of pictures, mostly Polaroids, and then a bunch of drawings as well.
I really thought it was 100% a drawing. That's what I was expecting.
That's what I was expecting. Yeah.
So yes, there is pride of place is a drawing of me and my Chupacabra on there, but there's also some Polaroids of her holding up a kind of it looks to you like kind of like a mangy dog,
Mm.
a really ugly mangy dog. It's a little bigger than a Chihuahua, but not much more.
Mhm.
So definitely within the huggable and carryable range for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Patches of brown and gray fur, and then some smooth skin. The mouth is what looks the most unlike a dog. Not to be like, I don't want to get deep into like weird horror stuff, but it's sort of somewhere in between like a dog's mouth and like a lamprey
Yeah.
Ooh,
on there.
ooh.
So
Nightmare.
we don't have to talk about that too much.
Nope.
Think about that too much. But I just want to say, like, looking at that, you would go, not a dog, if you are familiar with dogs. But the rest of the body is reasonably canine size, and if you kind of caught an oblique picture like from the side, you wouldn't necessarily think that it wasn't a dog in that case on there.
Okay.
And this is us when we adopted him, and then and when I picked out his name, and then this is his favorite place when we go for a walk, and she's just showing you like all of the pictures, and this is the one that I drew because I love him so much.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's just like, he's so cute. Like, genuinely thinks he's really cute.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
Sarah called it professional curiosity. It's really no trouble, and I personally would like to find Frederick and meet him. So I think I can speak for all of us that we're going to take a look around.
Yeah. Yep.
Little fella. And she does like one of those like little like petting the picture.
Yeah. No, we've taken the case. Well, we're gonna look for Frederick.
Sarah looks like she wants to say something, but kind of bites her tongue to not say anything in front of Elizabeth,
Mm-hmm.
So
and says, "Why don't you?" Okay. Let's. I'll show you the yard.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
And Annalie is gonna turn to Elizabeth and is like, why don't you go draw? You're such a good artist. Why don't you go draw some more pictures of Frederick? We could really use them.
Will that help?
Yeah, of course it will.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We'll go check out the
I can
backyard.
do that.
And she gives
And-
her a little hug.
She doesn't want to be hugged,
Okay.
so like you kind of go in and she like leans away.
And then she does like, so then she kind of goes like transitions from hug to like handshake, like.
She very seriously sticks her hand out and shakes.
This girl carries a briefcase to school, doesn't she? So as we're heading out to the yard, I want to reapply my eyeliner and see what I can see as we're following Sarah out. Because I'm also curious about Sarah's nature a little bit. So, yeah.
Give me a roll.
Well, I'm going to spend a penny. Oh, that's an exploding 12.
Ooh.
That's a 16.
The first thing that you notice is there is a very strong emanation of necromantic magic that surrounds and pervades Sarah.
Okay.
It is focused very strongly. So, like, her entire aura is giving you necromantic magic, but it radiates most strongly in sort of a ring around her throat. So, like at the base of her neck,
Like a
all the way
choker
around.
kind of thing.
Exactly. And in fact, you see that she is wearing a choker.
Okay. So there is some piece of jewelry that corresponds to what I can see.
Yes, but it's not the jewelry that is creating.
Oh, okay. It's just like under there. or something.
Right.
Okay.
Right. As if she was wearing a piece of jewelry that went over where
Yeah, it's probably holding
it's
her head
emanating
on.
from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is there a girl
Like
with a
that.
little ribbon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's probably black. So it's black with like a little cameo.
Cool. That's why I'll just make that assumption. I'm like, no, that's fine. I mean, it's pretty inconvenient if your head tips off, so that's just gotta hold it on there.
That's all mental and internal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just we're following her out to the I assume the backyard. Is that what you were saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. She leads you through the house and through like a set of French doors that goes out into the backyard. The backyard is spacious but not huge, like bigger than you would expect from seeing the front. But it's fairly narrow because of the house on either side, but it goes back quite a distance. A big enough yard that you would think, oh, easily the size for a medium-sized dog to be able to run around and have some space in there. And there's a picnic table and there's some backyard accoutrements. There's a shed that's got looks like it's probably where yard tools and things like that are kept. And then a lot of big open grass, and there's a tree on one side that provides a bunch of hanging shade that goes over it. And you can see throughout the yard there's spaces where it's been kind of dug at. The grass is in good shape, but it's a little bit patchy. Like there's been an animal that goes out there and runs around and does its thing, but not a ton. Just enough that you can go like, oh, this person probably has a pet, or a lot of wild animals decide that this is the best yard to hang out in, like that. So she walks out. She goes, so Frederick usually lives out here. We don't like him in the house so much. He is non-domesticated, or sort of on the verge, I would say.
It seems like an outdoor pet. Yeah.
Yeah. And he hasn't shown any kind of special desire to escape or to leave. Like we're not holding him here against his will. And I think that we have provided a good life for him.
About how clever is a chupacabra?
Smartish dog.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe a little smarter than a smart dog.
Okay.
But still very much, an animal. He's walked into the very clean window before and not.
Well, I mean, who hasn't? Am I right?
But it really is. We found him in the front yard a couple of months ago, and he looked like he was in bad shape. And Elizabeth just fell in love with him, and I convinced my husband that we could let her have a pet, and this seemed like one that was in need. So we took it in, and they've been fairly inseparable ever since. We did explain to her that Frederick is a wild animal, and that sometimes they leave, and that they have other lives, and that we just need to be happy for the time that Frederick shared with us. But I don't think he's coming back. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not. If he did, I would be delighted, and it would mean everything to Elizabeth. But I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you humoring her, and for $1, but you don't need to spend any time. Like I understand that it's not something that you're going to be able to find or help with. Your mic.
Zoe leans in really close and says, Did you do it?
All right, take it, Benny, because that's a commit to the bit, and I kind of love it.
Genuinely, when she was saying that out of character, I was
No,
like,
no.
"Oh, she did it."
Oh yeah.
It's the husband.
Yeah,
right?
but regardless, I just love that as a thing for Zoe. That Zoe's first response is always, "Did you do it? You were the one who did it." No, I would never do that to my daughter.
You're so sure that it's not coming back.
Look, it's a wild chupacabra. It came into our life. We were able to nurse it back to health, and my daughter loves him. But I have no illusions that it was going to stay forever. We would love it if it did, but there's no way for us to be able to do that. It's like if you adopted a raccoon or a coyote, and then one day they decided that they weren't going to be around any longer. What would you do? It's a wild animal.
Listen, I'm adopted. I find this whole conversation very offensive.
Well, I didn't mean to offend.
Will
Got my eye on you.
Emily is kind of just like, we'll humor it for a little bit. We understand your concerns. We'll see what we can do, and then if we can't find him, we can't find him. But we'll try.
Okay,
we don't want to get our hopes up either.
I don't want to get her hopes up, and I don't want to draw this out. If Frederick returns, fantastic. If you find him, wonderful. But if he doesn't, that's also part of life, and it's something that Elizabeth will need to learn about. So please don't lead her on, and
Of course.
I appreciate your efforts.
No problem. We're doing the best we can.
Okay. Do you have other questions for Sarah, or do you want to explore the yard, or?
Yeah, I want to start exploring the yard.
Yep, same. Let's explore the yard, see what's up.
I want to watch Sarah and see if she does anything suspicious.
Define suspicious.
Just like if she seems like particularly like curious about a certain part of the yard, or like nervous or whatever,
Seeing it like
yeah, darting the eye, like being like, oh, I hope they don't look in the cellar,
Yeah. I hope they don't look at that freshly turned plot of
Yeah.
dirt at the back.
Nobody
I
look
hope
in the
they don't look
planter.
in. I hope they don't look in the garden where all the flowers have been upturned.
Oh boy, what did I miss?
Zoe being suspicious.
I love it. Okay.
Might as well call her Zoe Suspicious. No, doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with those. It sounded great in my head, and the moment I started saying it, nope, this is nothing. But you press on anyway. What is your notice? What is your notice roll?
I think it's a D4. You want me to roll?
Yes, please.
All right. Let's
Is
find
she
out.
looking at Sarah?
Yeah. She's watching Sarah as Benton and Analia start going through the yard and kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Got an 8.
An 8, fantastic, great. Let's hold on to that, and we're gonna take a listen to what Benton and Analia are doing, and maybe Silas, and then I will tell you what Sarah's reactions are based on their actions. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So where do you want to start in the yard?
Leah's gonna go over to the gate because I'm guessing there's a gate that leads to the front yard.
Yeah. There's like a side gate. So it's the side of the house. There's the trash bins out there. There's sort of a tub that is it's been washed out, but you can tell that it had kind of the remnants of blood and meat and other things in there. And Sarah says that's where we fed him. Sort of like a wide, low tub.
I'm looking to see if the lock on the gate is broken, or if there's scratches that imply something dug under.
Okay.
Looking to see if it looks like either the gate was broken so it was open, or it dug out, it genuinely tried to escape, or if someone might have sabotaged.
There's no lock on the gate, just a latch. The latch is in good condition. It you're able to pop it open and move the gate, and it latches as soon as the hook goes into the hasp, like that. So that looks to be in good shape. You do see some scratches up around the edge, sort of like a little bit on the gate side and a little bit on the post side on there, like something was scrabbling at it on there. So there's some Mars in the paint, a little bit of gouges on there. Sarah, has watched them come over to the gate and said, this is where we fed him. That was his food dish. And she kind of half embarrassedly goes to move it, and reddens a little bit, and then just sort of stops herself and says I don't want to disturb the evidence. And kind of has it looks like if someone came over into your house and you felt like it was in pretty good shape and you didn't mind having company, and then they stumble across something that's a little bit embarrassing that you didn't clean up as well as you thought you had.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of reaction she gives you.
That's never happened to me.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. I just don't have people over.
Oh no.
Oh.
Nick. No, I'm sorry. I meant in the before time. I don't have people over.
I want to do something real quick if I can.
Sure.
So Benton has also gone away from where Sarah and Zoe are, right?
Yep, I went the other way, so I'm walking the perimeter, looking at the fence, looking for holes in the fence, etc.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is kind of quick walk. I want to get my little flip notebook out and write something on it and say, Benton, you forgot your notebook.
Okay. Thank you, Silas, for bringing me my notebook.
Yeah, thank you for lending it to me. And the page just says Sarah is dead.
Oh. That adds up. I look at him oh, okay. Good to know. I just slip it away. All right. That makes some sense.
We know undead people can exist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're talking to one.
Yeah.
It also makes sense why Elizabeth was talking to me and seemed unperturbed by my obvious deadness.
She runs out with a picture and says, Mr. Benton, here, I have another picture for you.
I say thank you very much.
She has another drawing of
perfect. This is perfect. Thank you. Now run back inside and let us do our work. We need some space and to do our work.
Oh, okay. I will let you get to work. And
Thank
she
you.
Nods her head and walks back into the house.
Thank you. I can continue. I slip the picture in my pocket and just continue searching the perimeter.
Okay. It looks pretty normal. You don't see that there has been there isn't a hole in the fence. There's a little bit of scrabbling at a side, but there's nothing that is a dugout underneath it or anything.
Yeah.
You can see some of the hair that you would have assumed that Frederick would have around the yard.
Right.
In one corner, there's some remains of scat.
Mm.
Like whoever was on that duty missed a little bit behind the edge around there. But everything looks pretty straightforward and pretty normal. There's some toys scattered around. You see some chewed on ropes, like knotted ropes. There's like a rawhide bone that is basically untouched. There's a little bit of tooth marks at one end, but not, you know, probably fairly unsatisfying for a chupacabra
Okay.
on there.
Looking around with my detect arcana, it's still on. Is there
Mhm.
anything extra to see in the yard?
No, it looks like a suburban yard.
Okay.
I would say that based on what you can tell from this part of the yard, there's no signs of foul play.
Okay.
Magically or mundanely, for what's going on. It looks like the yard that has had a small animal in it for a couple of months, and that's about it.
Annalie is going to turn to Sarah and is just like, is there anyone, like, so other than you, your husband, and your daughter, is there anyone who comes back here, has access to the yard, like a gardener? I mean...
We do have a gardener who comes by once a week. He does the front yard and the backyard. But he comes on Mondays, and Frederick disappeared on a Wednesday, so I don't think that like he left the gate open or anything like that. As I said, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I think he just decided that it was time for him to move on.
How tall is the fence? I'm picturing a tall fence, but I could be wrong.
I'm going to say it's like a standard residential. I think that's about 6 feet, 5 or 6 feet is the
Yeah.
standard residential.
She's like, well, it's just a little odd that there's no, like, he didn't dig under the fence. Could he have jumped over it? Like, doesn't look like he climbed out. So how did he get out? There's something that chupacabras can do that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, he had a pretty good jump. Maybe he got up on the trash bins and went over the fence
How
that
close
way.
are the trash cans to the fence?
So on the side of the house, there's like the gate that goes out to the front, and then the trash bins are behind that, like a couple of feet behind that.
A couple of feet?
Yeah, like easily within range that you would imagine that Frederick could have jumped.
Oh, because a couple of feet to me would mean it would have not made it over.
Maybe. I would say that like it seems plausible that if it was up on the trash cans and it jumped and caught the edge of the gate, that maybe that was what the claw marks and scrabbling was that you saw near the latch, and it went over that way.
Oh, those claw marks were up by the latch, not like down?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I apologize, I wasn't clear about that.
Okay.
Okay. So it does look plausible like he jumped up.
I'm sorry, one more time?
It looks, what she's saying is possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we tried to make a good home for him, but at the core, he's a wild animal, and you know, he showed up for a time, and we took care of him as best as we could, and I think maybe he just moved on.
Moved on. Interesting.
Jeez. Sarah looks at you kind of like, yeah. And sort of like a puzzled, like not quite getting what she's not picking up what you're laying down.
I just found that a very poetic way to say that, Sarah.
I think I'm gonna walk down the sort of side alley. Sort of. Okay, so we assume he got over the fence by the garbage, ran down that alley, and then out into the street. So I'm just gonna like walk down that alley and walk down to the street and just sort of take a kind of look around the neighborhood and see what it looks like.
Okay. Give me a notice roll in case something cool is happening here.
That's a critical failure. A critical failure, a double one on the dice.
2 in one game.
Yeah, that's the
Fantastic.
second one tonight. Wow.
Cool.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt.
Should have let me keep the ring.
so this is a metagame question. One thing that I'm loath to do in a game that involves investigation is to give you any kind of red herrings for things that are going on. Like, I don't want to take that result necessarily and say, ooh, you noticed this thing, knowing in my head that that is not a thing, and then leading us down a path where we investigate and explore and you guys get frustrated and things like that. Unless, I mean, like, I sort of want to open this conversation up to how do people feel about that, knowing that a clue that I give you might not pan out or might not give you information. And if not, how do we want to handle things like a critical failure on an investigation like this?
That's a good question.
Well, I would turn it back to you and say, is there something, because sometimes a critical failure isn't necessarily that I notice something, but it could be that I missed something very important.
Like something the audience ends up seeing that we haven't seen.
Or something that if I had noticed, if only I had noticed at this moment, we all wouldn't have wound up tied up in that guy's basement.
Right.
Oh, tied up in the basement.
I mean, I'm interested. I mean, what?
What?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Who said that? Who's talking?
So yeah, either way, I don't mind a little sort of blind alleyness.
Okay.
I'm not going to be super stubborn about it. But I also like the idea of just with a critical failure, I did not notice that important thing that will lead to trouble down the road.
Okay. I would say that that you kind of follow the what you assume to be the trail is. So you go down the alley, you look at the neighborhood. As described, it is very suburban bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing strikes you as particularly odd for this area. Like, there isn't a looming Gothic 3-story.
Right.
You know, there's always shaded when the rest of the neighborhood is sunny and fine. But
is there anything that's too sunny?
Yeah.
And fine. Is everybody mowing their lawn in unison?
That's
what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, it's very Pleasantville.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you hear the regular suburban noises of a Thursday, Friday. What day was the date?
Friday, because tomorrow's the date.
Tomorrow's the date.
So you know, the regular what you'd expect in late afternoon on a Friday in a suburban neighborhood.
How many houses can I see?
I would say there's 4 down one side of the block and 2 on the other.
Do we need to break into one of them to spy?
Hold on. So
Always an option. That is plan A for this crew. We'll find a
All
house
right.
for sale and break in.
all right, I'm gonna walk down the street to the 5th house away
Okay.
and ring the doorbell.
All right. You hear a voice call, just a moment, and in just waiting there for a second, you see sort of like the light through the peephole get obscured for a moment, and then someone opens the door. A man opens the door about head width and says, "Can I help you?"
I say, hello. Just helping out your friends down the block here. A pet of theirs seems to have gone missing. Have you seen this pet? And I show him one of the Polaroids of Frederick.
Oh, the Radavaris, yes. No, I'm sorry. They asked about it a couple of days ago, but nothing. I haven't seen their dog, and there's just the hint of a question there.
Is that a dog?
On there. I certainly would have remembered such an ugly little beast.
Hey now. No need for that.
Well, all right, but I mean, you're the one carrying a picture. That's not a dog I would have adopted.
All right, and do you know if anyone in the neighborhood had any issues with you said the Radavaris and their pet?
Not that I know of. It's, the little girl liked to walk around the block on a leash. And never left anything on my lawn. Didn't seem to cause any problems. They're quiet people, and I've never had a problem. No noise complaints or anything.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. If you hear of anything, I give him my card. If you see or hear anything or remember anything, just give us a call, would you?
Pembroke Investigations? Are you guys private eyes or something?
Something like that. We're just helping out.
I'm sorry. Is it just Benton, or are other people there?
No, Amelia did not follow Benton.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just me.
Zoe is just got one eye on.
They hired private eyes for their dog? All right.
We're friends of the family. We're doing a favor.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Have a good one.
Yep.
And he closes the door.
Cool. I guess I walk back and I just keep looking around the neighborhood for any sort of sign of stray pet or somewhere where Frederick might have gone.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
I was curious what potentially what the occult skill might be able to tell me, like, now that I know that they're real, sort of running through my mind of like all the stories I've heard, and whether I could come up with any ideas or likely movements or even just where to go to read about a chupacabra if I'm really drawing a blank.
I think this is pretty far outside of Silas's background.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that having established that he didn't think that they were real, that he wouldn't trust anything that he might look up online about that.
Oh,
that's
well, no, that's not an option.
Lie.
No.
There's the one library downtown that doesn't have any internet, and they might have some information in some sort of an encyclopedia of the unknown.
Yeah, they're tucked away a cult section in every library that every kid desperately hopes to find.
No joke. I am 100% sure they exist because all libraries are one library.
Yep.
There's library space for sure. So yeah, I mean, you can think that like they might have some information about it. Maybe phone a friend. I'm sure Silas has other friends outside of the work group, and so one of them might be able to help you out.
Yeah. I'll just try to think about whether
is Googling on her phone chupacabra. She's just like sitting there like, all right, let's see. What are their reported behaviors? And she like connects to the deep like the deep demon web. Anyone seen the chupacabra? Are they demons? Hey, what are they?
You mean Infernal Net? The Infernet? The Infernet. That's what it is.
Infernet.
There it is. I got there. The Infernet. I needed a little bit of time to workshop that in my head. Sure, you log on to the Infernet and give me a research roll.
She goes to held it. Nope, doesn't work. I was trying to keep the Reddit. Work.
I mean, couldn't a demon Reddit just be called Reddit? Like
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Johnny the Homicidal Maniac had Taco Hell in the real world, but when you went down to hell, it was Taco Bell.
Sounds legit.
A 7.
Okay. You're able to get past the kind of sensational. So there's like 3 levels of resources that are kind of available about chupacabras. One is the sensational, which you're able to dismiss without any difficulty, and that is the, chupacabras ate my baby, and chupacabra seen on the moon with Bat Boy, and all that sort of wild and crazy stuff. And then also included that is the things that are wildly inaccurate and are kind of reporting things that are like from movies or stuff like that. There's a layer of, and this is sort of the thinnest of the 3 layers, where it's stuff that is half accurate, that's coming from like conspiracy type websites, which are not like, this is like on the surface of it looks like totally wacky stuff, like, but it's the people who have like a section of the truth and they're manufacturing the rest of the story in a way that makes sense to them. And in the days before the internet, these would have been people who would have been kind of like the crazy oracle or prophet on the hill that have like a glimpse of stuff on both sides of the veil and are trying to make sense of it the best that they can. But in this day, they're mostly like bloggers and vloggers, running, sometimes running YouTube channels and things like that. And some of what they're saying is accurate and true. Some of them is wild-based speculation, doesn't make any sense. That's adults only. That's the 18 plus section of the infraweb, the Infernet.
I thought you were going to say the 18 plus only of Pembroke. Like we have an adult campaign that we do on like Thursdays, but you have to sign in.
Yeah.
Pembroke After Dark.
Hey, we're officially a Happy Jacks show. We have an After Dark now. And then lastly, you get to the layer that is actually kind of academic and factual, like almost, I don't want to say, no, you know what, I'm going to go there. It's like you have people who write about different breeds and behaviors, like they do about dogs, about regional variations for the animals, what their kind of their habitat, their migration, diet, health problems. You find a board of people who breed chupacabra, and they they're talking about, oh, how do I get him to leave the neighborhood cats alone, or I noticed that mine really likes to chew on mint. Is that a problem? These common household plants are poisonous for your chupacabra. Don't plant them, or use them to keep them away because they don't like the smell. So you find like all of the actual factual information buried about them as well.
Okay, so that's what she's reading, and she's like kind of like glancing up to see if like maybe any of those plants are around. Like, there a plant that this thing doesn't like? Like, and then kind of going back.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So I'm picturing Analia kind of rewalking the yard and using like a plant recognition app to check to see if this is anything that matches on what you know about what you found out about them now.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah. So she's like looking at what she found out, and then like using the multi-window, going to her plant scanning app. Is this one that they hate? And like trying to match, and just see if maybe there's like something in the yard it didn't like.
Okay.
Spooked it.
Cool.
Right.
I think Zoe has a question.
I was going to ask, did my notice pay off?
Oh, yeah, I was kind of trying to give you those details as we
Or was I
in
just gonna notice that she's undead? Which is fine. If I do, I want to know if I notice that, because I think I have a Zoe thing that will happen.
I would say that I think Zoe sees that there's something off about Sarah, but not exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed a little, like I said, a little bit embarrassed about the food dish not being clean.
Right.
A little bit that. She seems a little bit bemused by a team of detectives who are kind of poring over the backyard, and I think there's the kind of natural, who are these four strangers that I let just wander through this part of my house?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get the sense that she is particularly nervous or upset if there's a section of the yard that someone goes to or looks at or anything like that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna walk over to Analia, just be like, something's up with Sarah.
What?
There's something not right there. I think that she might have been sent here to spy on me.
On you?
Yeah, the Fae are after me.
I think Silas would have known if she was bad.
Oh, right. But also, like, that's a really hard way to spy on me. Like, if I have to come to your house for you to spy on me, feels like that's not an efficient way to do that.
No, David's a much more likely suspect.
I'm gonna keep investigating this.
Tell me if you do find anything out, though. I mean, clearly she's a magical being.
Clearly, Zoe says, having not ascertained that at all.
Like, Annalia's just kind of assuming, because she doesn't seem like she seems to be. She's aware of Pembroke. She's aware of like a chupacabra. She's not spooked. She noticed what Silas was. So like, Annalia's just kind of putting two and two together that she's probably not human.
100%. I think that is a valid deduction for you to make based on the rules of this world.
Yeah. So she's kind of like assuming, well, I'm like, oh, I guess she's probably not human, but what is she? Because maybe that chupacabra doesn't like her. He doesn't like magic, like certain magical creatures. I don't know. Is there one in there like chupacabras don't like vampires?
There is something that
They don't like the competition.
that they are territorial for other sorts of creatures that survive on vitae.
Blood?
Yes, blood and life energy.
Well, technically, Silas counts as that.
I wouldn't say that Silas does.
Okay.
Because what you take from people is not. I don't see it as like taking the act of people in expressing emotion. You're not taking that emotion from them. You're just feeding on the emanations.
Yeah. Okay.
On there.
Same deal with me.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that Zoe is a little bit closer in that you do have some kind of vampiric abilities to suck life force from people in order to make yourself stronger, but not it's not exactly the same sort of energy.
Annalie she didn't notice anything with the plants.
Nothing that you saw. Like you think for a moment that, hey, this is something, but it's not. Like you got a false positive on the app. But yeah, everything in the backyard seems to be normal and not especially toxic or repelling to a chupacabra. And in fact, this species of chupacabra, very small on there, is indigenous to this area.
Oh.
So most plants they're going to be fine with, unless someone is adding, bringing in exotics that they don't like.
So she goes over to Sarah and is just like, so something I did notice doing some research, chupacabras are kind of territorial. Are there any like potentially other chupacabra or other people that might drink blood or feed on life energy? They apparently aren't a big fan of that.
Give me a notice check.
May I also roll notice?
Of course.
I'm pretty sure this is a question that would grab Silas's attention as well.
By all means,
that's all
everyone can roll notice.
I'm taking a Benny, even though I got a pretty good roll.
Okay.
All right, well, I
Oh.
guess I'm taking the 4.
My 8 is exploding. 10.
I'm actually gonna roll here.
Oh, well, I might re-roll then. Again, I'm gonna do that.
So I have a 9. I'm not gonna reroll. I got an exploding 6. So what can I do?
No, yeah, I got a 5, so I don't think Analia notices.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a 5. Yeah.
I don't know, unless you tell me what I notice.
Okay. And Silas, you got 10?
10, yeah.
And Benton, were you rolling as well?
I didn't get back in time for
Oh,
that.
you're
So
down
I'm
the
just
street
sort of
still. Yeah.
I'm just sauntering up like, "Hey guys, what I miss?"
What did I miss?
Yeah. What's up? What's going on over here?
Okay, so you kind of come back as Sarah says, nothing that I'm aware of.
Where
I don't
lives
know-
in the neighborhood?
What?
Nothing. Oh, where lives in the neighborhood?
Oh. That's going to be my curse for putting the where bar in the first episode. Sorry, brain tangent went off a bunch of different directions. They're not germane to what we're talking about right now. Not that I'm aware of. Everyone in the neighborhood, to the best of my knowledge, has kept normal sort of pets. There isn't any other animal that I'm aware of that would be a territorial threat. I mean, certainly we would have been paying attention to something like that, knowing what we know about
Well,
Frederick.
I don't think it's just animals. I think people can count too. So are there like, I don't know, vampires in the neighborhood?
No. Silas? She's lying.
Specifically about the vampires.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
This-
okay.
This is a very normal mortal neighborhood. There's nothing like that I've seen.
Well, that adds up. Thank you very much. It looks like Benton's back. And Aaliyah, Zoe, we should probably go look around the neighborhood some more. And
So why don't we get the pictures from Elizabeth about the favorite places and we'll go check those out.
yeah,
Annalie is completely unaware of what you're doing.
right. Well, I think Benton has some pictures, and
I've got some pictures.
Are you sure you don't want me to stay here and keep an eye on?
yeah, I think that's we can cover more ground if all four of us are out there. So let's.
Elizabeth runs out and grabs Benton by the hand and says, I need to show you this thing. I can't bring it out." And she starts to tug on you into the house.
All right. I mean, I go with her. I sort of give Sarah like apologetic shrug, like, "What are you gonna do? I'm not gonna say no." And I go with her.
I'm gonna follow as well.
Is it daylight?
Okay. Yep.
The husband is mysteriously not around.
We have not,
It's
we have
it's
not
about
seen him. No.
it's about 6, so it's still daylight.
Did she mention a husband?
No one's mentioned Elizabeth mentioned my parents. She
And
definitely mentioned a
Sarah-
mother and father,
Okay.
but so far no one has really mentioned a husband.
Sarah said my husband.
Oh, right.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so Elizabeth pulls Benton into the house, and Silas follows. Does anyone else follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of the grown-ups come traipsing in as well. And Elizabeth says, it's over here. It's in my room.
All right, I'm following along.
And she pulls you. She pulls your hand and takes you into the room, and has a like a diorama that she has set up on a little table. Like she's got like a play table
Uh-huh.
on there, and there's like a little pipe cleaner figures. And there's one with like yarn hair, and then there's a small one next to it on 4 legs. She said, I wanted to show you how much he loves it here and how much he wants to be here. So I made this diorama to show you, and you can see there's sort of like a representation of the yard, and the 2 little pipe cleaner figures are playing in what's probably the backyard of what you had. He's my best friend, and I hope you guys can help me. My mom always said that Pembroke helps people.
We try, and I'm going to try to help you. Absolutely. And I want to look at the diorama and try to see if there are any differences between the diorama and the actual backyard as it exists.
Give me a notice check, but just to see if you roll another crit fail.
Hopefully not, but
anything that's not a crit fail, it's fine. I just want
given how today's
I want
going,
to give the Chaos Gods one more chance to influence.
All right, I did not roll a crit fail.
Great.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Compensating for the fact that this is an 8-year-old who's making a diorama out of found things around the house.
Yeah.
It looks reasonably like the backyard. You're able to like decipher. Oh, got it. This popsicle stick is the picnic table.
Yep.
That scrunchie is the tree, and this is the yard, and that's fine.
But there's nothing like, obviously it's not like there's a plant in this that's not out there, or
Nothing like that you see.
Right,
what I would like to do is have everybody make a separate notice check for me. And it's going to be at a -2.
Is there anything worse than when your 8 explodes and you get a 1?
I know, right?
Pretty much any explosion you get a 1 is like,
yeah.
I got an 8, so I got a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got a 9, which is a 7.
Okay.
I got a 4, which is a 2.
Okay. And Benton?
Oh, I needed another one from me? Okay.
Yes,
sorry,
please.
thought
This
the
is
same
yeah.
one.
I'm sorry. I apologize. This is a separate one.
Separate one.
The ceiling
I
is
got
just
a-
wall-to-wall bats.
I got a 5. I got a 5. Oh, so
You
a
did-
3.
You didn't realize how spoopy it was
Open
when you walked through the
front
first.
vampires.
Benton and Zoe, you don't notice anything. It
Nope.
seems like great. You've
Cool.
found what you can find out. The little girl's excited. You think whatever else you think about the house.
Nice house, nice neighborhood.
Seems to be, yeah, just like
Totally.
a nice suburban middle class home.
Perfectly normal.
Silas and Analia, you realize on the second walkthrough as you start heading towards the front that there is a smell of a faint smell of vinegar in the home. Not overpowering, but just you realize it's sort of a low level permeation throughout the house.
Is that anything I know of for like preserving the animate dead, or because I know the mom is dead, so, or at least that's been my assumption. You said necromantic magic, so I've made that leap. What?
What?
It's like
what
you
was it?
haven't told me anything, and the alchemy person might know something.
No,
about
I know,
it.
but I haven't had an opportunity to communicate it. Yeah, or maybe they're pickled, which is my nightmare. Pickle people is. I'm just gonna preemptively X card that.
Fair enough.
You might know.
I'll make it pickled spiders for Silas.
Okay.
Nothing springs to mind, I would say, for you.
Okay.
But it's just like you just get a whiff of it, and it just seems a little odd, given the rest, the rest of the environment wouldn't seem
Okay.
to support that.
Did Sarah come in here with us, or is it just us and?
No,
she's
Sarah came back in with
Yeah,
you.
she's
as well.
like in the doorway or whatever.
Right.
Because we're in Lizzie's room, right?
Right. She just showed
Okay.
the diorama, and that scent was just something you kind of noticed as you walked through the house.
Uh huh.
Basil just a little bit like, do you smell? I think in her mind she just goes, do you do pickling or anything? It's got like a nice vinegar smell in here. Like she's completely asking this honestly, like, to Sarah. It just smells like you're cooking something. I don't know. It smells kind of good.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
Elizabeth says, "Oh, is it?" And Sarah says, "Not. It's fine, honey. Nothing."
And Aaliyah, my phone battery died. Can I borrow your phone for a second?
Are you sure? It's
Is there anything else I can help you with, or
No.
do you need to get on with your
Yeah,
investigation?
we should probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, if you have to let me know as soon as you find him.
Annalie is turning off the Wi-Fi on her phone and hands it to Silas.
Okay.
On my way out, I want to check and see if there are any family photos.
Sure. There's in the hallway there's sort of like the wall of photos, and you can see a picture of Sarah and a man and Elizabeth, and then there's some other pictures that look like slightly younger version of that same man's. Another picture of Sarah. There's other people that you don't recognize in there as well. But I would say all told, it's about 20 pictures. Some of them are family photos. Some of them are people that look like they're related.
Is there a sense of like how close, like where do the photos of Elizabeth stop in relation to how she looks now? Because she's like what, around 8?
Correct.
So like, does it look like it taps out when she's a toddler, or
Yeah, like there's no. I mean, there's a baby picture. Like you can see a baby picture that's up on the wall.
Oh, I just mean
Um,
like, does it look like there's one where she's her current age, like with her parents?
Oh yes, there is.
Cool.
Um,
I thought I'd found a clue, but I have.
Give me a notice roll though.
while she's doing that, Silas has opened up Analia's text message, like, because he knows Analia's phone number by heart, and so he's making her phone text itself. You know, like, I don't know if I've done that in real life because I didn't open the notepad.
Right.
And I'm sending, without anyone looking over my shoulder, Sarah is dead. And then when the text comes, I'm like, oh, you got a text message, sorry.
I got a 4.
Thank you, Jay.
What did he say?
It was a 1%er there. You said Sarah's dead, and I said cuckoo cuckoo.
Oh, there we go.
Woo.
So he hands you your phone back, and there's a text message from your phone that says Sarah is dead.
I got a 4.
You got a 4. You don't see any pictures of Sarah that look younger than she looks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
Annalise is like, is that a bad thing? Like, she doesn't quite know what to do with the information.
Mm-hmm.
And my fly's undone, and I have spinach in my teeth. Like, what?
Is she, like, is it something, like, do I need to be worried? Like,
Is this bad?
Well, it's probably time for all of us to go and look around the neighborhood some more. So we'll let the family get back to their day.
Please call us if you find out anything.
Absolutely,
and you have
you too.
Benton's card if if he turns up again.
If Frederick turns up, just please give us a call and let us know.
I will do that for sure. And we know that you might not be able to find Frederick, and I thank you for doing your best and for helping.
We will absolutely do
Our
our best.
pleasure.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you, Sarah and Elizabeth.
And you as well. As you leave and you walk out, another car pulls up, and another car pulls up in the driveway, and a man gets out of it. Also a Malaysian man, and kind of looks at you as you walk past. But like,
waves, and it's like, we're here to help your daughter find Freddie.
oh, okay. And kind of a weird look on his face as he just walks past you and goes up to the door.
Mm.
And goes inside, and you kind of hear him say, someone's here to help look for Freddy? And then the conversation fades off as you walk away.
So, obviously she's a magical creature. Like, do we have to be concerned that she's dead?
I don't know. It just seemed important for us to be able to talk about this, not in front of them.
That seems reasonable.
I'm a little concerned how they have a child. I don't know of any dead being able to reproduce unless it's a more recent condition.
But she could be adopted.
Yeah,
Why
sure.
do we keep making a deal of that?
It's not a deal. It's just a thing that happens.
It's just
Yeah. We're just trying to figure out, also.
So, like, what did everybody notice? Because, like, I saw that her photos, Sarah did not look any different ever.
She's probably been dead a long time.
Yep.
Maybe before there were cameras.
Yep. That's
So
okay.
that's fine. That's not the weirdest thing we've heard today.
Nope, that's all fine.
Don't like vampires.
Also, she was absolutely lying when. Give me the line again.
When I
What was
asked if there were vampires in the neighborhood.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, when you asked about vampires in the neighborhood and she said no, my lie detector went off.
Okay.
As you know, I have an unerring detection of truth.
Silas sense, yes.
Yeah.
Unerring.
Yes.
Okay.
So, did one of you say something about vinegar?
It smelled like vinegar in there, yeah.
There was a vinegar smell that I didn't notice on the way in, but maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe they use it for cleaning.
I'm going to step out of character for a moment because I know what's going on.
Oh, good, because
Okay.
I don't.
Zoe would not know what's going on, but I am going to make a roll to see if Zoe can correctly Google this.
I'm having the strongest like real world deja vu right now of like being in this like online game with you all. This is so weird.
What am I rolling on?
This is to see if Zoe can
Correctly Google this. Yeah.
correctly Google vampire vinegar.
Correctly Google a thing that I know from being like an aficionado of weird folklore that Zoe would not know.
I'm
Okay.
fascinated because I like folklore too, and I have no point
no
of
idea.
reference.
I have a couple guesses, but part of it has to do with the fact that they're Malaysian and potentially vampires.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about then. For Zoe to figure this out or to correctly Google this, let's call it a research roll.
Okay, I don't
And-
see here.
and,
I think I have research weirdly.
What about a cult for having like heard the phrase to Google?
I mean, can I just roll a research roll as well, or like?
If yes, I'd say that's fine.
Because we're all just standing, we're all like walking around the neighborhood now, I imagine, and just
Right.
like,
I do have research. I don't know why I took that, but good for me.
For right now.
Yeah, I got a 2, so that's not good. Zoe doesn't know how to use Google.
I don't think it's that she doesn't know how to use Google. I think that it's putting in terms that kind of make sense and that get you the right results. Like I think the way I interpret that is that Zoe doesn't realize which parts are important to search for, and
Yeah,
so
sure.
she's getting results about vinegar and cleaning homes, and she's getting results about vampires, and she's getting and how sometimes people thought that vampires were that it's a allegory for not having a clean home, and like just stuff like that that's coming up.
I rolled a 5
Um,
after 2 Benny usages because I rolled 3 and a 1 the first time, first 2 times.
then I would say that having spent resources for it, and because this is kind of Enelia's Bailiwick, and I apologize to people who are more familiar with this being. I'm going to butcher the name, but I think that you're able to discover pretty quickly that she is probably a Penangalan.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of
Oh,
I do know that name.
I've never heard of that at all.
I didn't know the name of it, but I've heard of that. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name, but
Yeah.
The reason I know the name is from a very bad mobile game I worked on.
Oh. But they are a rough equivalent of Malaysian style of vampire, which is depicted as a woman who, depending on what the various backgrounds are, but for the case of this one, bathe themselves in a special alchemical vinegar mix, that allowed them to detach their head and internal organs and fly around to be able to drink blood or suck the life from the living or various things along that nature. So given all the information that you have, and given your facility with research, that seems like that probably fits most of the criteria that you've talked about.
Okay. So, do we think then that the Chupacabra left because of her?
Well, that's
Yeah.
possible.
Adelie was like, honestly, yeah, probably. They're kind of territorial, but based on there's also like several different breeds, and she like has pictures and things, and she's like, chupacabras are wild.
Cool.
And Zoe just says, "Did you know that vampires like to keep their houses clean?"
Oh boy.
They're obsessive about it. Like if you spill things on the ground, they have to count them all and clean them all up.
Well, cool. I guess we should probably just go on back.
Zoe, knowing that she was a vampire, was the house kept to a level of cleanliness that you think that it should have been based on your research?
No, that dog bowl was messy.
I guess we should just head on.
Well,
Yeah, everyone just split up. We'll take another look around the street, see if there are any signs, and then if not, kind of assume that either mom got rid of the Chupacabra, or the Chupacabra got rid of itself.
well, but here's the thing. I mean, we're talking about, competition with bloodsuckers and all that. But does this kind of vampire drink blood? I know there's different types.
I don't know. I mean, we could go back and ask her, but
I don't want to do that. No.
That
Can
seems,
I-
yeah.
Can I ask somebody? Why would a vampire lady tell her daughter that we were the ones to come to?
Well,
When she was
there
in the
aren't many
jam.
resources for a supernatural being in Covenant to go to for help.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, once I figured she lost the Chupacabra, then I figured magical family, we've got a rep. People know our name.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not upset that she's I mean, I knew she was dead when we went in
Yeah.
there. It doesn't really matter to me what flavor of dead. I just am curious if her type of vampire is a blood drinker and therefore
Right.
in competition with the Chupacabra, or is it just an incidental, because we wouldn't want to be judgmental.
We don't want to be judgmental, but I think we can maybe surmise that on some level the competition was an issue. Even if it wasn't for her, which it seems like it probably wasn't for her, but probably for the Chupacabra, which is not necessarily the most sophisticated of beasts.
Well, it says they typically feed on pregnant women and young children.
Oh,
Oh. Huh.
but
They also like take off their head. It's really gross.
that'd
But
be
I
great
mean,
for getting a good spot in a movie theater.
Yeah. So wait, does the head fly around and suck the blood with like internal organs, or is it like they leave their head behind and then the body goes?
no, their head flies around. The body gets left behind in the vat of vinegar.
Like a balloon.
Oh. Cool.
And
All
then-
right. Good
Like
to know.
an evil Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloon.
Yeah.
Except
Better.
much smaller, so just
Much
like
smaller.
a regular balloon.
Wait, aren't they? Those floats are all evil, though, right? Are we on the same page about that?
We are not. No.
Next time on Pembroke.
They are cursed.
Macy's Day Takedown.
All right.
Or
Good to know.
we don't want her to drink our blood because there's an inescapable fatal disease that they are able to give you. And don't touch the entrails if we catch her flying around.
All right. Let's
Definitely
not do any
would
of those
not
things.
Have wanted to do that.
Let's maybe.
I don't trust you with that.
Yeah.
Lizzie didn't seem scared of her mom or anything.
No. I think everything seemed fine in the house. Everything seems normal. The neighbor that I talked to up the street, wasn't like freaked out by the freaky neighbors. That no one had problems with them. So either the whole neighborhood's full of monsters, which is possible, or they're just good neighbors.
I hadn't thought of that. It
She's
could
not
be.
technically dead.
Who? What now?
She's not technically dead.
Oh, good on her.
Oh, really?
It's
Huh.
like she's like a witch.
I don't
right?
know how I got that wrong.
Well, it's probably, I don't know. I mean, how did you guess that she was dead?
I mean, she's just surrounded by necromancy.
Well,
Oh,
that's
magic they use.
Yeah. The necromancy fends off death.
They just bathe in a vat of vinegar.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
necromancy right there.
Oh.
That's your necromancy.
Okay.
All right. But I mean, I consider the matter closed for now.
Also, I think if we find Frederick, maybe he would rather come live with us.
Which I'm not a fan of, but
I don't think we need a souvenir pet from every single investigation we solve. Little Jack Horner might get jealous.
But I don't
You want him?
You want him?
You want the chupacabra?
want chupacabra. They're really cute.
I gotta find this fucking chupacabra.
And with that, I think that's our button on the episode.
Yeah, there's no better closing line.
And we gotta find this
Oh,
fucking
man.
chupacabra.
It's
Fantastic.
not just that. It's the 180 from like, we can't keep this. I have to find that
Find
fucking
this fucking
chupacabra.
chupacabra.
It makes you do stupid things. What can I say?
Mhm.
This is true. We know this to be true.
Yeah.
The other thing we know this to be true is that this is the end of our episode tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining us for episode 9 of Pembroke Investigations, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Please join us next week when we are back to find out more about Frederick J. Prince and or Sarah the Penaglian, or Elizabeth, the little girl who loves her in spite of her headless ways. If you want to catch up and find out how we got to this point, you can do so at happyjacks.org/Pembroke. And if you would prefer to watch another show, you can also do that by going to happyjacks.org/games. And we encourage you to visit and find something that you love. And if you are so inspired, make us art or tweet about it or go on our forums and tell us how wonderful we are, because we're all egomaniacs and we love seeing that. Or maybe that's just me. In any case, I have been Nick, the game master for this game tonight, and I will go around and let everyone else talk about what they're doing. And let us start with Jay.
Hi, y'all. Jay Holtham here. You can find me on the socials at Jay Holtham in all the usual places. And you can also find me occasionally over at 12-Sided Stories, making with the role-playing games.
Excellent. Good to hear. Blythe.
Yeah, so the reason I know what a panangal is because I know what a manangal is, which is the Filipino version of it. Slightly different, but I worked on a mobile game and I had to learn about Filipino folklore. But yeah, I've been Blythe Kala 93. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blythe Kala 93. You can find me, which I'm now calling myself that because Jason calls me that. I'm like, this is my name now. You can find me on YouTube under Blythe Kala or Blythe Kala 93, or look up Star Wars and Blythe and I'd probably come up. I don't know. And you can find me on Table Topical at Games We Never Play on that YouTube. And I don't know, there may or may not be something on Saturdays that's coming really soon. I don't know.
All right. Emily.
I'm so curious about this Saturday thing. That's another mystery I'm going to solve. I'm Emily Vanderwerf, and I'm here to say that today's session made us think about a lot of things, but whomst amongst us has not loved a mother who was a blood-sucking fiend?
Truly, words to live by.
I also play in the Great American Witch game every other Monday, which is coming up to a really exciting conclusion. I'm really happy with that game. Not that I'm not happy with this one. This one's great too. And you can just follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/EmilyVDW and see all the nonsense I get up to, because it's a lot of nonsense.
Excellent. And Jason.
That's me. I'm Jason at It's Probably Okay on Twitter and Twitch. I do some streaming on my own. It's a little sporadic right now with getting used to my school schedule again and my writing schedule and all of that. So you can follow me there, see what turns up. I try to stream every Friday. Friday afternoons is a for sure stream. It's Friday Fly Day with Sam DeLev and myself playing No Man's Sky. It's a very chill stream, so if you just need something relaxing to do on Friday afternoon, 4 to 6, before all the like big exciting streams start up Friday night, those fancy Friday night streams, that's the place to come hang out with us for a bit. We are, I think I'm flying solo this week because Sam has a thing, but that's a regular thing for us. And Saturdays, we are in fact starting up something soon. I'm waiting on all the details to announce everything, but with any luck, next Saturday will be a session 0, and so that's on the It's Probably Okay channel. So that'll be the next thing there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if all the ducks will fucking line up. Goddamn ducks.
Trying to wrangle one duck as we speak. So.
No, there's a lovely group of people that I'm very much looking forward to telling everyone about, and I just don't want to speak out of school. So I think that's. Oh, also I made a game called Demigods. If you want to go check it out, it's demigodspbta.com. It's a modern day magical realism game where you get to play the half mortal children of gods. I think it's fun. So check it out if you get a chance. There's a free quick start guide on there, and the draft of the book is almost done. And then it's gonna go to layout and sensitivity readers and all of that stuff. So it's so close. That's it for me.
Cool. That all sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to hear more about this Saturday show. And Demigods is great. I personally think it's a great system, so you're going to like it too. Guaranteed.
Thanks.
Not guaranteed.
Mileage may vary.
Yes. Past performance does not predict future results. I am at Sungrowler online in the places that you can find me, which is usually just Twitter. I'm not incredibly prolific, but if you do hop on and you follow me, I will look at that and go, why on earth is anybody following me? But occasionally I'm funny, and sometimes I'm pathetic, and other times I'm just a person because it is my personal account. In any case, you can catch me here on Wednesdays for Pembroke, and if there's anything else coming up, I will let you know when that happens, most likely. But thank you for joining us. I think we're going to go to calendar.
Yep.
Great. We're going to go to the schedule. And I hope you had a good night and a good listening experience. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives.